How's your day been going?
You would say that fucking
What?
root cause of my insomnia. That's what you are.
Me?
Yes.
No, I was trying to get you to go to sleep earlier.
No, you weren't. Yeah, I don't know if I've even told the people here or whatever. I'm running on very low sleep right now, so bear with me. My thought process may be all over the place.
I don't think I'm the root cause of your insomnia. I'm definitely an additional cause.
It's just this fucking recording time, man. Why do you have to live in America?
Well, why do you have to live in Australia?
Yeah, fair enough. I'd rather not, honestly. A good way to open this is by saying to everyone, hey, I'm sorry that I called Johnny Greenwood the bassist of Radiohead. He's not the bassist. Colin Greenwood is the bassist. I made a mistake. I'm sorry, all Radiohead fans. And I'm sorry mostly to myself. I feel like a fake fan. It's horrible. Welcome to No. Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of Yeah, No, Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
What's that?
I don't know. I just said, oh my god, because I was so excited. Holy shit.
We're excited. We're back. We haven't fucking fallen apart yet. I don't know.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
I haven't died from a Red Bull overdose yet.
Yeah, we're both trying to stay awake here with Red Bulls. Probably not the healthiest choice, but whatever.
Nice. Get that in there.
Hear that sucking of the straw.
Get right up close as well.
Refreshing. Okay.
This is fucking quality content right here.
This is the quality content that you guys stick around for.
Yeah.
So thank you.
How was your day?
It was actually pretty good. I got up at like 6 a.m. and I went to the gym. I'm just going to start bragging about that all I can now, or every chance I get. No, just kidding.
It's only bragging because I don't go to the gym and don't take care of myself at all.
You need to
go to the gym? Wow.
Go to the gym. No, just kidding. You're not like fat or anything. You don't have to worry about that. You look fine. You look fine.
I'm malnourished, if anything.
Look
like a malnourished German DJ. That's what I look like.
Why the DJ part? Why the German part? That's
what I've been told. I literally at one point when I was in a club, a guy came up to me out of nowhere. Like this is for real, like a true fucking story. They came up to me and said to me that I look like a German DJ, and I've never forgotten that. He was just some random guy, and he just came up to me and said that. And I was like, oh, okay. Is that a compliment?
I thought you were gonna say he went up to you and called you a malnourished German DJ.
No, not quite. But
I think a German DJ. I'm assuming that might be a compliment. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, a Kraftwerk German? I think they're German. If I look anything like the people from Kraftwerk, then that's kind of worrying because I don't think I should look like that. You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you?
I really have no idea. That just went right over my head.
They're like a German, electronic, band, I guess, and they're like responsible for a lot of like experimental electronic stuff because they started in like the 70s or something, I think. They were really like out there for their time, but they were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they were German. Their music is pretty wild. That's the only like German like DJ I can think of, I guess, even though it's not really DJing, it's just a band. Anyway, I'll shut up.
Oh, I guess it also, depending if it's a compliment, I guess it depends on the era of Germany you're talking about. What time period of Germany are we talking here? It kind of makes a difference.
Oh, actually, have you seen The Big Lebowski?
Of course, I love that movie.
Do you know the what are they called?
The Nihilists?
The Nihilists, yeah, they're based off Kraftwerk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if I look like that.
Okay.
It's awesome. It's my comfort movie. It's my one comfort movie. It's like the one I go to.
Movie?
Well, it's like the default answer that I always go to. I'm like, if I ever want to just make myself a little bit more happy, throw on The Big Lebowski, and I'm happy again.
It is a funny, feel-good movie, yeah. Is that your favorite Coens, though? I don't think that's...
It's probably top 3 for me, I'd say.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But you would put No Country for Old Men above it? Yeah.
I would say probably the top 3 would be No Country for Old Men, Inside Llewyn Davis, and Big Lebowski.
Yeah, Inside Llewyn Davis, that's easily top 3 for me. I love that one.
It's incredible.
Really, oh man, I'm trying to think of my favorite because I have an unpopular opinion. I know you've probably seen Well, you said you've seen all their movies.
Yep.
What do you think of The Lady Killers with Tom Hanks?
I love that movie.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
awesome.
Why do people hate that movie?
I get why they hate it because it's like it feels like more dumb-ish humor, I suppose, for their kind of brand of comedy. But I don't think it's like entirely dumb. I think like the fact that Marlon Wayans is in it makes it feel that way in some ways.
True.
But then like if you look at it from like a script writing standpoint, like it's actually really well written with the comedy, I think.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
awesome.
I think it is probably maybe along with, like, Burn After Reading, it's, like, their dumbest humor, but it's hilarious. Like, that's when they are at their best, honestly. Like, I love that movie.
One of the best fucking moments is with like J.K. Simmons and his wife in the diner and shit. Do you remember that part?
Of course.
Oh, I
Yeah,
spilled blueberry syrup on my safari jacket.
and then what do you say?
You brought your bitch to the Waffle Hut.
It's Valley Girl. Call her Valley Girl or whatever. Is that what was her name? Was that her name in the movie? I'm trying
Oh
to think.
fuck, what was it?
Oh, I think it was Valley Mountain Girl or something
Mountain
like
Girl,
that.
Mountain Girl, that's it, yeah. I will thank you to stop referring to Mountain Girl that way. Fucking love that movie. The only thing that brings it down for me is just like too many Tom Hanks monologues, but it like it gets a bit much sometimes.
Yeah. You wanna know what's and people are gonna think I'm freaking crazy for this. People are gonna think honestly, I've seen a lot of Tom Hanks movies, and based on pure entertainment value, that is, like, my favorite Tom Hanks performance. Period. It's fucking awesome.
It's certainly up there for me. Like it's one of his most different at least.
Oh, easily. It's easily. Like, he's basically Edgar Allan Poe, just, like, speaking in riddles the whole time, and it's amazing.
I think I watched The Lady Killers when I was like sort of quite young, and me and my sibling we would watch it quite often on repeat, I think. And I always remember we were like always reference this one part where like Tom Hanks is in a tree trying to get the cat, and he just goes, "Come to the professor."
Oh, man.
It
Oh,
was
that was
awesome.
so good. There's so many good moments in that movie, like, that
Yeah, and it's actually got like surprisingly amazing cinematography. Like it's one of Deacon's
Oh, yeah.
best.
I can't
Like
believe it's hilarious how Roger Deakins shot that movie, like, it's such a goofy, dumb movie in a lot of ways. I mean, even though I love it, but the fact that Roger
it's really
Deakins
uniquely
shot it
shot.
yeah.
Like I love that one shot at the end. Like I'm not gonna spoil anything, I guess, but there's one shot at the end where like someone is like hanging from a bridge and it like does that like shadowy shot. Do you remember that one?
Mhm.
Like it's
Oh, yeah.
so fucking cool. Oh my god.
That was every time it would cut to that bridge, it was just
Mhm.
like
The entire ending sequence is just so chaotic. I love it.
it is. And what
Yeah.
happens to each of the characters, I won't spoil it either, but it is just like
It's awesome.
it is. Man.
I guess that's our opening, yeah. Talking about Lady Killers.
Check out The Lady Killers by the Coens. It's underrated. That is a truly underrated movie.
Yes, that's a good use of the word.
It's a good use of the word. Underrated.
Everything's underrated or overrated now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Drive is actually like so underrated. Like Ryan Gosling's performance. Oh my god.
Don't bring it back to the film bro stuff. We can't have that.
Drive is not film, bro. It's just good.
No, it is good. It is, but like that's kind of like the joke among film viewers,
I
you know,
hate
is like
that.
Drive. Have you ever heard of Drive? What about Pulp Fiction?
What
It's
about
like
Taxi Driver? Yeah, I'm putting
hey
that in
now,
there. How do you
no
like it?
Taxi Driver slander. No Taxi Driver slander.
It is a
on
film,
this
bro. Film
podcast.
as well. All right.
But it's to a lesser degree.
No, it's not. No, Taxi Driver and Driver are on the same level with like film bro shit, but at the same time, they are still great films.
Yeah, it is. I guess Pulp Fiction is considered the ultimate film bro movie.
I don't even know if I've never thought of that as a film bro movie. I've just thought of it as like everyone likes it.
Well, that's kind of why they call it film bro movies, because it's so popular and like it's so praised that.
But I mean, you can think about other movies where everyone likes it, and I wouldn't necessarily say film bro. Like I don't know, Shawshank Redemption. Is that film bro?
Yeah, they would call that film bro too.
What?
Pretty much anything. Yeah, I don't know. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, man. No, it's like anything. I think because I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out this as well, but I'm assuming it's anything that is like really popular, like The Dark Knight, Pulp Fiction, like, you know, those are what they consider to be film bro movies, I guess. Or it's the whole joke is like somebody that acts like they're really into movies, but they say their favorite movies are Pulp Fiction, The Dark Knight, and shit like that. Like
Is that
that's
what
what
film
they
bro is? Because to me, film bro seemed like it was just like, you know, male central character that I relate to a lot.
Oh, really?
I don't know if that's a different thing. The he's literally me thing, you know.
Yeah, I think that honestly, I think that is a bit of a different thing because I've always seen film bro used as yeah, somebody that acts like they know a lot about movies when in reality they only like popular stuff, like the most popular stuff. So
So like the people who wear like Nirvana shirts or whatever and have never heard anything outside of Lithium, Radiohead. I've only heard Creep.
yeah, I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people that's only heard Creep, but I already told you this that other time. I need to listen to them. But Johnny Greenwood is not in the band, is he?
What?
Johnny Greenwood's not in the band then?
No, he's in the what? Radiohead.
Johnny Greenwood.
Yeah, he's in Radiohead.
Wait, who was the guy that we said wasn't?
Jesus Christ, Quinn. he's in Radiohead. He's just not the bassist. That's all.
Wait, what's okay? Well, who is he in Radiohead?
He's like he does guitar and shit and like a bunch of other stuff, but
Oh, okay. Damn.
But Colin Greenwood is the bassist. It's Tom York, Colin Greenwood, Johnny Greenwood, Phil Selway, and Ed O'Brien.
I don't know. You could be naming off random names for all I know, and I would believe you. So I need to look into them, I guess. But yeah, I don't know when it comes to that film bro stuff. Maybe there needs to be a name for that category of movies when it comes to like Taxi Driver, American Psycho, you know, these characters I relate to. Just kidding, kind of, not really. But anyway, we don't need to elaborate on that.
I mean, Nightcrawler goes in with that probably too.
Oh,
right?
Definitely. He definitely goes into that.
And that's a shame because like that's like the one I love the most out of like, you know, Drive, Nightcrawler, Taxi Driver. Like I fucking love Nightcrawler so much.
Same.
But like honestly, like when Nightcrawler first came out and when I watched it and when I was like in love with it and stuff, to a cringy degree, like I tried to channel that character as much as humanly possible. Like I loved him. I was just in love with him and I was like, that's me. I'm Lou Bloom. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. We're those people that they talk bad about on the internet saying, don't idolize that character. You're missing the point. That's what they would tell us.
You can idolize Lou Bloom. It's fine.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're ranking how bad these characters are, Lou Bloom probably would be second to last. I don't know. Ryan Gosling's character isn't like a terrible. I don't remember.
Yeah, he's not a terrible person. He's not a bad person at all. He just literally wanted to just, you know, make sure that this family was happy. That's it.
Yeah. I just all I remember is him. Spoiler alert. I don't care.
The fuck? No, cut that out. No spoiler alert. Thank you very much.
What? Okay,
that's
fine.
getting cut out.
It's been 10 years. 11,
I don't
actually.
Care. No. Actually, that's something we can talk about. I hate the fact that people constantly just spoil shit willy fucking nilly because, like, oh, it's been like 2 years. It came out 2 years ago. What? You haven't watched it yet? Fucking idiot.
No, 2 years is definitely
even 10 years. Like, here's a good example. Should you go around spoiling Fight Club for everyone? It's 1999.
No, I guess not. But that's because I don't know. There's
the reason, right? Listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is because people consider that film more important than any other film. Like they consider, you know, maybe other films that came out in the 90s or whatever not as important, so they'll just go spoil it and not really give a shit. But when it comes to like something that's, you know, highly loved, it's like, oh no, don't spoil that. Don't fucking spoil that. What's wrong with you? But it's like I don't think you should be selective about that stuff. I just think you just shouldn't spoil shit. That's all.
Here's where I guess I would like draw the line or like, you know, figure out what to spoil or what to worry about spoiling and what not to worry about spoiling. Like I would never willy-nilly, even if the movie is like 20 years old, I wouldn't spoil like the main plot twist of a movie. Like I wouldn't spoil Fight Club's big twist or Sixth Sense, that big twist, even though they're old and they're iconic movies, just because that's like supposed to be the big reveal. But I guess when I think of like little events in movies that happen, I mean, I guess I just don't worry about it as much, but
I guess, I mean, the main thing is just like say spoiler warning like beforehand rather than after. That's my main thing.
You're right.
As long as that's said, it's fine, I think.
No, you're right. I didn't say who I'm just kidding. I don't
It's
care.
some random guy.
It is her. That's true. So exactly. Fuck him. Why does it matter? Just kidding. I don't care. I'll
Because
take
it's
it
an
out.
impactful scene.
It is my favorite scene of the movie for sure. I mean, it's the only one that like stuck with me really. But
All right, this is
yeah,
not going on the podcast right here, but I'm just going to say my favorite scene probably is when.
Wait. Oh, okay. You know what's funny? That's the second spoiler-related thing we talked about Bryan Cranston getting. Remember Godzilla? And let's be real. The only reason that like we love that character in Godzilla is because he's played by Bryan Cranston. That's the only reason. Like, to a degree. I don't remember
Maybe.
anything about his character. I just like seeing the guy. I don't know.
Well, he's a good actor. Yeah, I mean,
He's an amazing actor. I mean, Breaking Bad is, forever my favorite show. Like, I love him.
still
But
haven't
yeah.
fucking finished it. I'm still like mid season 3.
Oh no.
Yeah. Remember not to spoil that for fuck's sake.
Oh God. I would never. I would.
I've already gotten enough, honestly, but I mean, I'm like trying to just forget as much as I can.
Yeah. No, I would never spoil Breaking Bad. Never.
Do you want to know like the last episode that I was up to? Like
Yeah.
the one that made me stop, because I haven't gone back to watch it in probably like half a year now.
Mm-hmm.
But I stopped because I was so stressed because of the episode that I was like, I can't go on for a bit. I need a break.
Yeah.
And it was the episode where Hank goes to the RV and they're like inside it and shit.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yep.
Like I was just
Oh, yeah.
like, oh my fucking God, no.
That was season 3,
Yeah.
was it? Okay. Yeah.
My God, that was so fucking stressful. Jesus.
Yeah, man. That's why I love that show. There's just so many like just tense, like suspenseful moments. Like it's amazing. Like fuck.
Yeah.
We need to, when you finish Breaking Bad, we are without a doubt doing a freaking episode on that. Like we have
Sure,
to.
yeah.
I've watched
Absolutely.
through that show. I don't know. I kind of talk everybody's ear off about how many times I've watched it, but I have watched through that show like 5 times. 5 separate times, because I just was obsessed with it. I used to be so obsessed with it.
You know something that I've like watched a ton, but like I still haven't seen the last 2 seasons of? Mr. Robot.
Oh, really?
I've watched season 1 twice and I've seen season 2 3 times, and I still haven't gone on to season 3 because I'm just like, I know it gets like better with every season apparently, and I'm just like, this show is like so emotionally riveting for me that I'm just like, oh my God, I need to just wait until I'm in the right mood. It's such an incredible show.
It is.
It's fucking amazing. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Have you seen season 2?
I have. I've seen season 1 and season 2, and I honestly might have seen season 3, but I just don't remember. It's been so long. Like,
Do you remember the like sitcom episode in season 2?
oh yeah, that was so
How
weird.
fucking cool. It's so fucking cool.
It was,
God.
yeah. But I was like, yeah, it's such a weird. Like they just do such weird shit in that movie or in that show, but it is amazing. Like I always forget about that show when naming off my favorites, but it might be up there for sure.
It's incredible. And like,
Yeah.
God, I just love Rami Malek. I
Oh,
want to
yeah.
see him in more and
Mhm.
more and more. And you know, him in No Time to Die as well. I was like, fuck, this
yeah.
guy's awesome.
He was very good in No Time to Die, but I wish that I don't know. I just wish the villain was a bit more interesting for me. It just, for some reason, I wasn't like, as opposed to like the villain in Skyfall. I didn't
definitely
feel.
can see why people would rank him in like the lower villains. But I
Yeah.
mean, the thing that sort of I can defend about it is that No Time to Die feels like it's more like a personal story to James himself, and this guy's like a villain, yeah, but like it's more of just like a sort of blockage for him to go on his own journey, I suppose.
That's true.
It's not really meant to be like about like a big crazy ass villain or anything. Like most of the movie isn't even about him at all. So it's like, yeah.
That is true. I feel like a lot of the Bond movies are like villain centric, but this is the first one that's really like Bond centric, Like it's
Yeah.
more about James Bond, not, I mean, but then they feel like, okay, we have to have a villain. So, here's Rami Malek.
It's like,
I don't know.
it's the most like personal James Bond has ever been, I would imagine. Like I've only seen
yeah.
the Daniel Craig ones and Dr. No, which is the first ever James Bond movie, and it was fucking terrible. But
Yeah.
No Time to Die, it feels like it's probably the most personal. Like he's just,
Oh, for sure.
he's so well explored in that film.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
think.
I mean, especially I guess no, I don't want to. I was about to go into stuff about the movie, but it's kind of spoilery, so I'm not going to. But no, I definitely.
And I'm still in love with Leia Sado. She's still my number one. I love her so much.
Like I said, watch The French Dispatch and you'll be even more in love with her.
If there's nudity, then like whatever. I don't care. I just love her face.
Oh, okay.
I don't see women as objects, Quinn.
Hey, I don't either. I don't know if I'm keeping this, and I don't know if I can keep that in. Oh well, that means we have to compromise. If I had to take out my little Drive spoiler, then we can't keep in.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
Like, keep this in. I definitely love like
anything to make me look like a misogynist.
No. No, I like the dynamic we have because like you're quite awkward, I think, but like it's not like an insult or anything like that. It's just like you're quite awkward. You plan stuff. You're very like I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about you that makes you like kind of unique, I suppose, and I don't really I don't see it. No. I don't see it in like a lot of other people. It's a compliment. But like then there's me.
Oh, good.
Then there's me, and I'm like at this point, I just don't give a fuck about what anyone thinks anymore, and I'm a lot more risque. I'm very blunt with the way that I speak, and I make jokes that people necessarily wouldn't necessarily make all the time. And like, I just love doing that and seeing your reaction.
Oh, I'm much more like diplomatic about.
Yeah,
is that another word? Yeah, like I'm much more careful about what I say.
Yeah, and I'm not, so it's just like
yeah. So I feel like I'm constantly reeling you back. Like, no, come back. Don't.
No, but
I
want to bring you to the dark side, so I'm reeling you back.
I'm like, I'm like Luke in Return of the Jedi, like struggling to fight the dark side. I don't know. I always bring shit back to Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's the best thing about Star Wars. It's about life. That's what George Lucas said. It's about life. And like,
is that what he said?
Basically, I don't know. I'm paraphrasing. It's like no, it's that's the moral of the story. It can be applied to life.
Okay, but yeah, I like our dynamic quite a bit. I think it's cool.
Well, good.
And I hope people like. That's the thing that I'm worried about a lot with this podcast is people not liking my part of it because I am very risque and blunt about shit. So like,
it's a good balance, though.
Just know everyone that I am joking half the fucking time, like even though it may not seem
half
like
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
You can pick which half you think is a joke and which isn't.
Yeah, and then you can email me hate mail about it. Cancel me on Twitter.
I don't want to have to look for a new host yet.
Oh, fuck off! If I
leave,
if
they cancel you, if they cancel you off the internet,
what? I'm not getting canceled. I don't give a fuck. If they try and cancel me, I'll keep going. Piss them off more.
Okay, fine.
That's what I do, man. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
No, I know you don't care. But if the ship's sinking, then I have to get my own lifeboat. That's the point.
You just get in the boat with me, man.
That, like we said, we'll fail together. Shit.
Exactly. See?
Now I regret saying that. Just kidding.
Oh, just kidding. Okay. Find your new host. I don't give a fuck.
No.
I'm done with this podcast. Bye.
Episode 2, ladies and gentlemen.
Liam leaves. That's what we should call it. Liam quits.
Liam leaves. Liam quits the podcast.
/ hardcore discussion.
Well, I guess speaking of hardcore, I mean, I watched the movie, dying to talk about it.
You've been dying to talk about it?
Well, not dying, but like a little eager, I guess.
I said in the last one when I recommended it that I'll probably have it reviewed by then, so I'll be able to go in depth, but I haven't fucking touched the review, so I'm going in a bit raw. Like,
oh no. Could you have picked any better wording for this specific movie, Conan Rock? What if my mom listens to this podcast someday?
Wait, has she listened to the first one?
Oh no, they don't.
My one has. My mom has.
Okay, well, mine doesn't even.
She loved it. She loved it.
Well, that's great. I'm glad. Liam's mom is our biggest fan. Shout out to Liam's mom. Thank you for listening.
Woo!
Yeah. Anyway.
All right. So should we get into this?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Okay. So for everyone that is unaware, on the last episode, I did a recommendation of Hardcore, the film from 1979, directed by Paul Schrader. Well, now we can get into the discussion about the film, but we'll have a section later on where we'll talk about spoilers, and we'll timestamp that for everyone as well. So
we both liked the movie.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I have no idea what I'd rate it or anything right now because I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I don't think ratings should matter all that much at this point. It's just like, just talk about the movie, just talk.
Yeah.
Just discuss.
Well, Although really that actually just that's interesting that you say that just because for me, I feel like we're very different in this sense to where I feel like you really ponder and like are really taking time on what you rate a movie. I'm guessing maybe.
Yeah,
You like really think into it. I'm the opposite to where like
you just rate it immediately. Yeah,
literally before the movie's over, I'm like, yeah, this is a probably 7 out of 10 or something like that. Like, but that's just because that's what my gut is telling me. Like, I just go with my gut, you know?
that's fair. I definitely get that. I do.
Yeah, like it's just a feeling. Like I immediately know, like usually the rating, but unless it's gonna be 5 star, because I really try not to give out 5 stars a lot. So that's why I wait and maybe even have to rewatch it. But anyway, like you said,
Yeah.
rating isn't important right now, so we can talk about the movie.
Yeah, I don't think it's that important for the podcast or anything, but I don't know. I guess we're just very different in the way we do things in general outside of this. Should we give a plot, do you think?
Yeah, if you want a quick recap the plot, you did that last time pretty good. So,
A conservative Midwest businessman ventures into the sordid underworld of pornography in California to look for his runaway teenage daughter who is making porno films in the porno pits of Los Angeles.
there you go. There you go. Some nice, dark, morbid shit. You know what this reminded me of a bit? Like, I mean, even though this movie came way before this other movie, but and it's a bit different in a lot of ways. But I mean, you've seen Taken with Liam Neeson.
Yeah,
Okay, that it reminded me so. I mean, we the main guy here isn't like he doesn't have a gun. He's not like a trained killer like hunting her down, but
quite the opposite. Yeah,
it is the very opposite.
yeah.
But that just like the whole time I was like, this is really similar. I can see how Taken maybe I don't know. They
I
would
doubt
take
they
inspiration
even know
from.
this fucking film exists.
I would like to think so, but who knows? Because it is. I mean, the daughter in Taken goes like it's taken into some sex trafficking thing, and they have to hunt her down. But that it's the bare minimum, I guess, of a similarity. But whatever. I mean,
With this one, the daughter isn't really taken. She made her own decision. So
that is true, although you don't know that until the end. Remember? You think she's like just disappeared. Like she just like, uh-oh, she must have been kidnapped. Like
I guess there's sort of hints towards. I don't know. I don't know.
no, man, the whole time I just kept thinking, like George C. Scott, what a fucking actor. Like, isn't he amazing? Isn't he just the best?
This is the only film I've seen him in. Like, and apparently he's in Doctor Strangelove, and I really want to see that. So,
Oh, he
yeah,
is. Doctor Strangelove is, yeah, you definitely got to watch that because he plays a really, I mean, that's like a dark comedy, so it's much goofier and like
mm,
much more satirical. So he's a lot more like over the top in that movie, but I mean, he's just great in like everything I've seen him in. Like, you need to watch that. And then also, even though I know you need to watch the first one before this, but The Exorcist 3, he's the main guy in The Exorcist 3. And yeah, there's a lot of great rage moments from him in that. Like he's
he seems like a cool actor. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, he's just incredible. Like that theater scene.
Oh man, yeah.
Yeah, when he's like breaking down in the theater watching that videotape for the first time. Holy shit.
Turn it off!
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Oh
I
god.
was just like, this is incredible.
Yeah,
Uh,
like
I
like I
think
knew you were gonna fucking love it. I knew you were gonna
oh
love it.
yeah. Yeah. I definitely loved it. I didn't know if like when you told me Taxi Driver plus Shame, obviously I was reserving expectations. Obviously, I wasn't like, "Oh man, is this my next Taxi Driver?" I wasn't expecting that, but like
Yeah, yeah,
it definitely, I mean, I guess, Paul Schrader involved, but
yeah. Can I ask? Obviously, I think it's sort of like just an objective thing. Even like it is similar to Taxi Driver, that's for sure. But do you think there are similarities to Shame as well?
yeah, I mean, for sure, like when it comes to mainly when it comes to just all the sexual themes to it,
Mm,
that's kind of the main similarities I saw. And also in Shame when he goes into like those clubs, those like nightclubs at one point to where it's like
yeah.
really kind of just like dark and just has this like kind of I don't know what's a weird vibe, but like I could see how you would compare those.
Shame is just that's one of the most fucking incredible movies ever. Like
It's perfect.
it does like capture like I guess,
Addiction and depression.
yeah, addiction, depression, sexual addiction, depression,
Yeah.
like just things that revolve around like just sex in general with that kind of stuff. It's like it really narrows it down in a way that's not like in any way kind of patronizing or anything like that. It doesn't like look down on people like this or anything. It's like God, it just feels so human.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Makes you like you really sympathize with him for sure.
But we're talking about hardcore.
Talk about hardcore. Oh, that would be another good episode though. Shame. I don't want not everything has to be some hypersexual film, but I mean
Yeah, yeah,
Shame is fucking amazing. Like
it is. It is.
anyway, and you did say it was like surprisingly funny at parts, and I was like, I did not expect that. I mean, just based off that description.
Did you find that like surprisingly funny parts?
Oh, I didn't find it like laugh out loud funny. It's obviously a very serious.
There's one sequence that like made me say that.
I know what you're talking about. It's the casting scene.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
It's fucking awesome.
Dick Black. That I was laughing during that. Like I rarely laugh out loud when I'm watching a movie by myself, and I was laughing during that whole sequence. That was
I was just
great.
laughing like that guy combined with the fact that like he's wearing like that mustache and the wig and shit, and I was just like,
Yeah.
this is fucking ridiculous. I love it.
It just his name and everything. It was perfect. And immediately he's like, "You're not the one we're looking for. You're not the guy. Sorry, you're not the guy we're looking for." I loved how he was just turning down everybody and like, and at the end when the guy was like, "Don't you want to see my stuff?" And he's like, "Sure." He's like, "Whatever."
Sure.
Sure. And then immediately he just looks. He's like, "Okay, thanks."
Awesome.
That was hilarious. Part of me wishes that the movie would have sprinkled in some more moments like that, just a bit of levity. But then again, I don't know if it needed it maybe for this movie. I mean, I'm glad the tones weren't conflicting too much. Like that was some much needed comic relief, I think.
Yeah. And it comes like right in the middle as well. So it's not like, you're going on this really harrowing journey for like the entirety or anything like that. It has like that break where you're just like, okay, this is kind of funny, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you look at like the main goal outside of like, why he's doing that whole sequence, and you're just like, yeah, that's serious and all, but in this instance, it feels fucking hilarious.
It's just funny the thought of like you said, really Christian conservative, just like really whatever guy, like going undercover as a pornography auditioner and just having to put himself through this. And it's like he's so uncomfortable. He's so uncomfortable. And it's like it's just hilarious the idea of it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like he just wants his daughter back.
He does.
It's a nice thought at the end of the day, how far he'll go.
I kind of would have liked I thought an interesting idea for like this movie would have been or like what I kind of wish they did a bit more of was like cuz like the whole movie is basically like these clashing ideologies. It's like okay, you got the really, straight and narrow like Christian conservative guy going into like the dark polar opposite like fucking underworld of porn and like immorality and all that, and just like those conflicting ideas. It would have been cool to see him like if there was like some, I don't know, some like a lot of like inner conflict or like he was getting pulled into this world or like he was like questioning his faith. I don't know. It would have been cool to see some shit like that, but I mean, he kind of just stayed the same throughout, which that's fine. I mean,
To me, that was sort of something where it felt like it was more something that was unsaid, I guess. Like it feels like it feels like he definitely did start to like question a lot of faith and a lot of the morals that he had probably, but it's just not something that was communicated through dialogue.
that's true.
Like you see him change throughout the film quite a bit, but it's like that's not really something that you would ever say all that much anyway. And the only person that he was really talking to was that woman that was like helping him out, and he's not gonna like say that kind of stuff to her because they're having like a constant battle as it is. So it's like, yeah,
good point. I think, yeah, I guess it's more so instead of like losing faith in himself, I think he was just losing faith in humanity the more and more he saw all this fucked up stuff.
Like I don't think that at the end of the film or anything like that he's gonna go back home and just everything's gonna be back to normal.
No.
It doesn't feel like that at all.
No, I think they're all gonna be a bit traumatized by all of this.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I guess speaking of the end of the film, I mean, before we get into spoiler stuff, I mean, was there anything else broadly you wanted to say about it?
To wrap up like a non-spoilery thing, I guess we can talk about how we felt about it in general, I suppose, you know.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, before we get into spoilers, then there's only so much I can say about the movie without talking about specific things. But I would say if you like dark movies, if you like aren't, it's not for the faint of heart. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's got everything.
At the same time, it's not like completely like fucked up or anything like that. It's more
No,
about the things that are unsaid and the things that are unseen. It's like you really feel the impact of that, like not knowing like the mystery of certain things, I suppose.
for sure. But I would just say, I don't know. I would definitely recommend the movie for those who haven't seen it. I'm trying to think of like if you like this type of movie, but to be honest, I don't know.
I think I fucking nailed it. Taxi Driver and
Yeah,
Shame.
you did. Yeah, if you like movies like Taxi Driver or Shame or Taken, I'm just gonna add Taken in there. Whatever. It gave me Taken vibes.
It has taken vibes, just
It
like
gave me Taken vibes.
I mean, purely based on like the basic plot, I guess,
It
but
is.
like the
There's only
vibes
so
it gives off, no,
that's true. I mean, yeah.
it's not an action film.
No, it's definitely not an action movie. I shouldn't say that until the end, which we can talk about. But I mean, there is a bit of action at the end, but
Even then, it's not
it's
much.
it's kind of just goofy action. It's not even like, yeah. I mean, we'll talk about that, but purely off of the fact that it is a dad hunting down his daughter that got involved in some dark underworld type shit.
Yeah,
You know, there's only so many movies like that, so it definitely gave me Taken vibes. So if you like those three types of movies, check it out.
it feels a little bit like a film that maybe I always bring it back to these two, I guess, but Gaspar Noe or Nicholas Winding Refn would make. It feels similar to like something like I think if they like were given the script for this, they wouldn't be able to pass it up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I could definitely imagine Nicholas Winding Refn doing it for sure.
There's a lot of things that felt similar to like Love from 2015. Have you
Mm,
seen that?
I have not. It got taken off Netflix as soon as I was gonna watch it, so I still haven't gotten around to it.
Can I ask how many Gaspar Noé films have you seen?
Just one, just Climax. Yeah,
Climax.
yeah.
Oh,
Which I think we've talked about this. I thought we did, but no, I've seen Climax at least 3 times, but that's the only one I've seen.
so you like it then?
But I love Climax. I love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen all of Gaspar Noé's films, and I think Love is sort of similar to Hardcore in a few ways. It's also like a film that's very sexual as well, and it explores a lot of like seedy, dark underworld type shit as well sometimes. But a lot of people say that film just feels like a porn film, but I hate that criticism honestly. Like, there's a lot of sex in it for sure, but it's not like it still has plot there, I guess.
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
kinda reminds me of, like, another movie that, a lot of people chalk up to just being like, "Eh, it's just a porn movie. It's that that's all it really is," and they don't take it for anything more than it is. It's like, I don't know if you've watched Blue is the Warmest Color.
No, no.
Oh, okay.
Fake Lea Sado fan.
Wait. Oh, yeah, you definitely need to I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I mean, well, you like her face. Okay, we
I
got
re-
that out of the
Jesus
way.
Christ. I do really want to watch that. I've been wanting to watch that for a long time.
It's honestly a great movie. It's kinda just a slice of life movie to where, like, not a whole lot happens. You're kinda just watching these characters just do mundane things, but, I mean, there is a basic plot there, but anyway, no, that's another movie that, has a lot of extremely sexual, scenes, and that's kind of all people chalk it up to be. It's just yeah, I don't know. It's a controversial movie. People, like, love to hate on that movie, but
I do
yeah,
hate that, but like I think Blue is the Warmest Color is probably more like, I haven't seen it, but it seems like it's more celebrated than Love. Like Love
it
gets shit
is.
on a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean the poster is literally just like tongues.
making out, yeah. I saw that and I was like, "Yeah, I know what type of movie
it's
I'm getting into."
it's a good poster. I like it.
I mean, shit, I mean, it tells you right there what the movie's basically about, I guess, but yeah,
Yeah.
I know I can't wait to check out more of Gaspar Noé's movies, I really can't wait. Even though Climax would you say Climax is, like, his most, I don't know, mainstream or accessible? Like
I said in my review, absolutely, it's his most accessible. Yeah.
Okay. Which is kind of what I'm afraid of, like, that was my first one, so, like, I mean, I know I'll like his other stuff probably, but I don't want to become too accustomed to like, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm always very concerned about what people would think about I Stand Alone because that's his first film. I
mm,
I showed it to my ex at one point when we were dating, and she said it's the worst movie I've ever shown her.
oh wow, damn.
And I, I guess that's a good way to sell it, I suppose.
I
it's
guess, yeah.
it's basically just like a character talking for ages about how much he fucking hates everything, and like he goes in like great detail about shit. Like it gets like racist, homophobic. It gets like really fucking out there and shit. Like he's not a redeemable character at all, but like that's sort of the point. And I like that he's very like he it feels like it's got a lot of realism there because he doesn't hold back with that kind of stuff. Like it's literally just a guy walking around doing shit and you're hearing every thought play out in his head, and it's like every thought. And,
Damn.
it's a lot, and you know that mixed with like Irreversible. I don't know if you're aware of like the infamous scene in that film.
I'm not. I honestly don't even know what that movie is about. Like, I've tried to avoid hearing everything about that movie just because I can't wait to get to it. I want to go in. I would love to go in blind, just see what that's like. But
Just prepare yourself, like really
all,
prepare yourself.
all I hear is that it's messed up. That's all I know. And I'm like, okay, that's enough for me. I like it.
It's still one of the most like fucked up films ever made, I would say.
Really. Would you say it's more fucked up than Antichrist?
Yeah,
Really? Okay. Oh,
but
shit.
like but in different ways. Like it doesn't feel like a similar film to that at all, really. It's very hypnotic, it's very trippy, it's very gruesome at times. It makes you feel sick, it really does, especially given the fact that like the camera does some crazy fucking things here and there. The film goes backwards, it spins all over the place fucking
Jeez.
heaps. Like it's just what's his name, the cinematographer, hang on, Benoit Debie. He's one of the most like incredible cinematographers I've ever seen, and like he does not get anywhere near enough credit. He's done all of Gaspar Noé's films, and he did the Nick Cave documentary One More Time with Feeling, and it's like he does these fucking insane things with the camera, especially in Enter the Void, by the way, which is like he fucking moves around like I don't know how he manages to achieve so much. But once you watch Irreversible, you'll just be like, holy fucking shit, what am I watching? Like
I mean, yeah, I bet. No, I was blown away just by the camera work and climax just because of those long takes.
oh yeah.
Like those long takes, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is great."
If you like that, you'll love it. Enter the Void, like that's just insane.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't
Do you
wait.
know what Enter the Void is about?
I really don't. I haven't even looked into any of the like plots of his movies. Like, I
Can I
really
tell you the plot?
sure.
It's not like anything. It's more of an experience film. Like it's not a plot-driven film, I suppose.
Okay. Is this a movie that people like would take drugs to and watch, basically?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people have, and I want to try
I,
that too.
I just looked at the poster and I'm like, yeah, it's probably one of those types of movies.
The plot is literally a guy dies at the start of the film, and the entire film for about 3 hours is just his journey in the afterlife, floating around the city and shit.
Man,
And it's like it's a lot. Like it's harrowing. Like it's hard to take in that film. Like I've seen it twice as well. I don't know how the fuck I sat through it the second time, but I was just like, oh my god, this is too much.
wow. That sounds crazy. Yeah, because
God, we really derailed here.
we have. I mean, but yeah. Speaking of crazy, let's just get into hardcore spoilers now. So, what I was wanting to mention was how basically, yeah, I didn't know. I thought until the very end, until the daughter basically says like that she wanted to stay with these guys like in this underworld pornography business, like it was her decision. I didn't know. I didn't see any hints up until then as to like she wanted that. I thought she was the whole time she was kidnapped, and then bam, until the very end, it's like, no, I wanted this. I was like, what?
You really?
Yeah,
I got the vibes like sort of halfway through, I suppose, that it seemed like she just wanted to be there because like that's what a lot of people seem to be saying, I suppose. I guess
yeah. Hmm. I don't know.
it didn't feel to me like she was kidnapped or anything like that.
I guess right off the bat, when he got the phone call and was like she disappeared, then I don't know. I don't know why I just assumed that she was kidnapped or like taken forcefully into this business. I don't know. But then I totally understood at the end when she said like that she wanted this as to why she would want this, because yeah, I mean, you grow up in a all Christian, extremely strict Christian conservative household. I mean, and it's like a teenage girl, she's gonna want to, I don't know, rebel, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So,
and I mean, is her age ever mentioned?
I don't think it is, not that I remember.
And that's scary.
That is scary, because I thought I the whole time I assumed she was like a high schooler or something, because I mean she's going on this like camp trip, like you said. So it's like that is scary to think about. Like, what age was she?
Yeah,
because I mean some things are shown in the movie, right out in that theater scene right off the bat. I mean, I'm like,
we're talking spoilers here, so we'll just say it. It's full on like titty and shit. Like it's way out there.
it is.
Like, I mean, the actress is probably of age, I would imagine.
Oh yeah,
Paul Schrader. You better fucking make sure she was.
Oh, I'm sure. Otherwise, I'm sure they would have been after them for that, or like taken it. I don't think that movie would even have.
Oh, this would have been boycotted to shit if it was. Like, it would have. Yeah.
I mean, well, I think it'd be illegal if she was underage to show what they did. So definitely, I'm sure the actress was much older than the character probably was. But
the mere fact that we don't know with the character, it's like,
yeah,
whoa,
exactly, exactly. That's what I love the best about like. Not only this movie, but just movies in general. Like, you don't need to tell us all the information. Like, let our minds, like, because if we let our minds try and figure out, that's often scarier than what's even shown or told to us. Like,
oh yeah,
because just like how we're speculating on it right now. Like, how old was this girl? We don't know. It's scary. Yeah.
There's so much you can do with like just showing, not telling, I think.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the main reasons that I love No Country for Old Men so much. Like, that is a movie where it really feels like it dabbles in like the things that aren't shown and the things that aren't said, the things that aren't explained. It's like the mystery of everything going on. It's just like, that's what keeps you so engaged. And you find that with hardcore a lot as well.
Yeah. And that also kind of ties in with like knowing when to use dialogue, when knowing not to use dialogue. Like, you don't need to explain everything. Like, whatever you can tell the audience by just showing them and not telling them, like, do that as much as possible. Like, I just rewatched There Will Be Blood, which I know you haven't seen yet, but oh man, you got to. But the first like 15, at least it feels like 15, the first like 15 minutes of that movie, there's no dialogue, and it just shows you everything that is happening. And it's like, sometimes you just don't need talking. You just don't need it.
It's really good that it just is able to do so much without showing a lot. And it feels really natural to the film itself as well, and like the character's journey as well, because he doesn't know that much about what's going on.
No.
It feels natural, like you're going on the journey with him, or you are him,
Exactly. Yeah, you're put in his shoes, like, because you're in the house, you're literally in their household, like off the bat, and like we haven't seen any of the dark underworld shit yet until he goes there, and it's like, yeah, well, you're definitely on the journey with him, and it just gets crazier and crazier. Oh,
I love like the opening titles as well, how it's just like a bunch of like kids playing in the snow, so innocent and shit, and then hardcore.
And not well, yeah, true, but like the kids are playing, and it's like this like happy kind of almost like country-ish song. I can't remember what song I was playing, but it was like some, just like everything's all good. Like,
well, it's a good like introduction metaphor, I suppose, for innocence, I suppose.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine going into like this movie blind, like, because like right off the bat, I mean, you assume it's a whole different type of movie. I mean, as opposed to the name, like the name hardcore kind of gives you the vibe like some shit's gonna be going down.
I can't imagine people like watching this back when it came out and just going in just to some random movie or whatever and just being like, what is this?
Wouldn't that be amazing though? Like, could you imagine back in the 70s just walking into the theater and just not knowing what this movie was about? Like,
I'm sure a lot of people would have hated it too. Yeah.
Your average, I mean, I don't want to say your average moviegoer. That sounds pretentious.
Back in 1979, yeah.
But yeah, back in 1979.
The film bros of 1979 loved it.
Oh yeah, I guess this was after Taxi Driver. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that was a slightly controversial movie when it came out as well, I would imagine, yeah.
oh yeah, I guarantee. I mean, it's still a controversial movie to this day. So yeah, I could definitely imagine that.
Yeah. Well, Hardcore is something else. It's a strange movie,
It is
but a very good one.
very good. I guess, I mean, yeah, the similarities though to Taxi Driver, apart from just Paul Schrader being involved, mainly, I guess, when it comes to, oh, and I actually read something. What did I read? It was about like, this was initially going to be, this was basically the script that Paul Schrader wrote for Taxi Driver or something like that. Like they were wanting to use more of this story, which is why they used a little of that story in Taxi Driver with that whole like, you know, prostitution subplot basically with Jodie Foster. Like, so they kind of implemented it that way. But apparently Paul Schrader, I think, was like always wanting to do a story or a movie like this. So I guess he just, you know, directed it himself, did it himself afterwards. But so yeah, I mean, it's kind of a
companion piece.
Yeah, it's like a companion piece, like a byproduct of like Taxi Driver.
If they had like double feature DVDs back then, this would be
this would be it. Yeah, this would be Taxi Driver and then Hardcore.
What would you even call that? Like the
I don't know.
sleaze pack.
This literally like this just the
sleazy double feature.
Yeah. Sleazy double feature.
Throw it on a Saturday night.
Yeah, before you go out to the clubs.
Get your wife in the mood.
If that gets her in the mood, then I'm worried. Like
I'm worried for that marriage.
I'm worried for that relationship.
What was I gonna say?
Hold on, baby. I gotta watch Taxi Driver before I go out. That's gonna be me. Like,
I can't get it up. Let me put Hardcore on.
Oh god, that's bad.
Oh my god,
hilarious shit.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I was about to say. I guess so. Yeah, there's definitely those similarities to Taxi Driver, and I mean, in like, even though I keep bringing up Taken, I know it's a very different movie, but Taken's an action movie. But I guess speaking of action, there is a little action scene at the end of this, and can I just talk about how hilarious, like the fucking guy being thrown down the hill was?
It's fucking hilarious, but it's like, awesome. It's like brutal.
It was awesome. I was like, I've never seen an action scene like this. It's barely even an action scene because the other guy isn't really fighting back. He just keeps
you just get ragdolled everywhere.
Yeah, just thrown down. Like I'm just like, is it over yet? Nope, he's going down another hill. Oh my god.
Into another trash can.
Into another
head
trash
into another
can.
brick.
It was just hilarious. Like, I mean, it was funny, but not in a sense of like, I don't know. It was just funny the way it was done, but it was also awesome the way it was done.
I mean, he wasn't even fighting back at all.
No. He was just getting thrown around like ragdoll.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, that's kind of odd as well, because like the scene where he first like goes to that actual place, I was like sort of on the edge. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking dark and shit, and it was for a bit, and then it's like, oh, he's getting thrown through a wall, and then another wall.
As soon as that happened, as soon as the guy gets thrown through the wall, and then I think it's in like slow motion to where you hear one of the. This was really weird. I'm surprised they left it in the movie, but when the guy gets thrown through the wall, it's slowed down in slow motion, and if you listen, then the sound is slowed down as well to where one of the brothel girls, I don't know what else to call them. Prostitutes, one of the prostitutes like screams, and it just sounds so weird. It's like it's so weird because it's like a slowed down deep scream, and I was just like, what the, this is weird. I
love how he fell into that room with that guy that was like, I guess, ready to get like fucking cock and ball torture or some shit.
Oh yeah, it was, we're talking like, yeah, that's when it got like very
seedy.
Seedy. That's like at its seediest. I'm like, yep, he's really at the bottom of the barrel clubs right now. Like,
it's getting wild.
But, yeah, and at that point, I mean, George C. Scott's character was just, I mean, he's probably had enough shit. Like, he's like, I've had to go to all these fucking places. Like, I'm ready to throw some people through walls.
He sat through that, like, I guess, like, rough theater experience, like, toward the end, but like you know, where there was like 3 guys in the theater and shit.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like yeah. I mean, they don't show what was on the screen, but I imagine it was probably pretty fucking rough. And like,
yeah, and his daughter was sitting there with him. So I mean, like, that right there. I mean, he's like, yeah.
He's having to like sit through that, and then he's just like, he gets to that place, and he's just like, all right, I'm fucking had enough. I'm throwing people through walls now.
Yeah, that's actually the closest it got to like I was saying before, how not that I like needed it or like I thought maybe like stuff would challenge his faith more, like really get at him more, but I guess no, now that I think about it, he does. This guy who would probably never resort to like violence is literally throwing people down fucking hills and like into trash cans and beating the shit out of people at some point. And he even hits that girl. He hits that one other prostitute that was kind of helping him.
Yeah.
Because he needed information and he, just gave her a smack. And I was like, oh, damn.
You know what that scene reminded me of? Yeah, it reminded me of the scene in Drive where he was like with Christina Hendricks in the motel and like he was like wanting information from her and he just slaps her across the face.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but
no, that scene was fucking cool because it's like it's less needed in hardcore to like I guess slap her in the face, but like for the one in Drive it feels very necessary because he's just like he slaps her and throws it out on the bed and he's like, you just got a boy's father killed. You almost got us killed.
Yeah, I think I do kind of remember that now.
Like, that scene was fucking awesome, but in hardcore, I was just like, oh, you don't have to slap her, come on.
I guess he probably didn't have to, but from, like, a character development or, like, character, like, standpoint, then I was like, okay, it's kind of cool seeing this, like, it's not cool seeing a woman get slapped. I'm not saying that. I'm saying...
Quinn canceled before me. Fuck
I'm
yeah.
canceled. Oh, no. But, no, it's cool seeing, like, this, like, basically how far, like I said, I mean, it's supposed to take your ideal, like perfectly moral person and throwing them into this, like, the complete opposite world and like seeing like what he has to resort to get what he wants. Basically that, like, that's like the moral of the story at the end of the day is like keeping your faith. I don't know, keeping your morals. I don't know. Something like that.
Well, I definitely think his faith would be questioned a lot after this film, but his morals, I imagine, would sort of stay the same because, like, I don't know, the faith thing is like, you can't really say there is a God after all this, or whatever, because it's just like, Jesus Christ.
And we don't have to get religious, but the only thing I'm going to bring up is that whenever people bring up the argument, like, how can there be a God if all this terrible stuff exists? The only thing that does that I bring up is the fact that if God gave people free will, then and let them choose their own decisions, then that's why. I mean, that's basically the answer. Like, let people choose their own path. If you go down a bad path, then that tells you who you are. But if you go, so I mean, he can't get involved, basically. But anyway,
he's going to be in confession for like years after this film.
Oh God, yeah.
You wouldn't believe the things I've done. I threw a guy down a hill 50 times.
Yeah, well, how do you go about that confession? How's he gonna when he gets in the confessional? Then like,
it's amazing.
It was, but no, you're right. His morals would definitely stay the same, even though some of them kind of went out the window when he like slapped the girl or threw all these people down fucking hills and shit. But I think his morals would stay the same. But also, no, I think his faith would stay the same too, to be honest. I think he still believes in all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think he literally, instead of losing faith in like God, he literally lost faith in humanity. I think it went that way. Like, people are terrible, the world is terrible, all these terrible things exist. Like, it's a really kind of nihilistic movie at the end of the day.
It is, yeah.
But sure. I mean, then again, it is, I guess, hopeful at the end of the day, because even though his daughter didn't want to go back home with him, there's still like, it's kind of left ambiguous, like opened up, are they going to reconnect? Is she going to come home? I mean, there's still like hope at the end of the day, but yeah.
And I also wanted to talk about like some other performances outside of George C. Scott.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the name of the actor. I have no idea who it is, but the guy that was playing like the private detective, he was really cool.
Yeah. Oh God, what was his name? He is in Taxi Driver also, which is another similarity.
Is he? I need to rewatch that. I haven't seen it in ages.
You definitely have to. Like, he's one of the other like cabbies, one of the other taxi drivers in the movie. like throughout Taxi Driver, then Travis will kind of meet up at the diner or wherever with like these other taxi drivers, and he's one of the ones there.
Isn't it crazy how like Ryan Gosling drives, Lou Bloom drives, Taxi Driver drives.
Oh yeah.
What is George
I
C.
guess-
Scott doesn't drive?
No, he doesn't. Which I would never, I guess, lump George C. Scott's character in with them or anything, but he's the complete
It's
opposite.
literally
of
just
them.
I can operate a car. That's it. Like that's all it is.
Yeah. If only Patrick Bateman drove, but no, he has people drive him around. So yeah. But no, Peter Boyle is who you were thinking of, Peter Boyle. And I also love him. This is a really far cry from freaking Hardcore and Taxi Driver, but the sitcom, and this might be more of an American thing. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but the sitcom Everybody Loves Raymond. Have you ever?
No.
It's got Ray Romano. He was in The Irishman. I don't know if you.
I know who Ray Romano is.
Okay, all
he was
right.
in The Irishman. He was in Bad Education as well.
Oh yeah, duh, yeah, he was. But no, that's where I mainly know Peter Boyle from. Like just growing up, that was like a huge show for me growing up. Everybody Loves Raymond. But yeah, anyway, that is weird that you bring that up. How all of those characters drive, like
It's
they
just
all
odd.
drive. Oh man, that's a weird coincidence. Holy crap. Now you're making me question a lot of things. Like
A lot of things. I can't believe they drive. What the fuck?
And one of my main jobs for a
Oh
while
my god,
was
don't
just
go
driving.
there.
Wait, it was no, he's me. Okay, we don't need to go over this again. But no, is it sad to think like there were a lot of days to where because I used to be a FedEx driver. I just imagined making my own movie and calling it FedEx Driver.
What?
Like, basically having a Taxi Driver Part 2, my own little Taxi Driver movie.
Jesus Christ,
I'm
Quinn,
okay,
you need help.
Anyone listening, I am okay. Okay, don't worry.
You're a sick man.
Most of this is just trying to be funny, but
That could be your moment.
I don't know what to say to that. No, everybody.
You
I'm
made
okay.
the comparison. I'm just saying.
I made the comparison. Yeah, I'm okay though.
I'm not a driver for my job. I just work at a petrol station. Well, it's called a gas station for those in America, I guess.
But no, I'm not a driver anymore. I retired the driving, so don't worry.
And your life of crime as well. That's
my
retired.
life of crime. Yeah. Anyway. No, I mean a lot of performances definitely stand out, but obviously, well, not even stand out really. I think the only performance that did stand out was George C. Scott's. I mean, he's just the others were obviously great. Like Peter Boyle is great. The I can't think of the actress's name, but the woman prostitute that was helping George C. Scott, she was really good. But yeah, I mean, George C. Scott is like he steals the show, obviously.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's the case with almost everything he's in. I really do. Like I cannot wait for you to watch. He's in Doctor Strangelove. He's not like a huge part of it, but he's definitely a standout of it. But The Exorcist 3, he carries that movie. Like
I haven't seen Exorcist 1. I've never seen them.
Yeah, I mean, once you watch the first one, I've told you this a million times, but you honestly can skip the second one, and I would never say that with any other movie series.
I remember you saying how boring it was.
It is the most boring movie I've ever seen in my life. The Exorcist 2 is, I'm honest, I'm not even like, I'm being entirely serious when I say it is the most boring movie I've ever seen.
You know I'm stubborn though, I'll still watch it. Like purely because of OCD.
Go for it, yeah. But I don't know, man. I feel like this could be an exception because The Exorcist 2 has absolutely nothing to do with the third one or the first one plot-wise. Like, it has the same characters as the first one, but you can watch the third. The third is almost a direct sequel to the first, like, in a way. It's like almost like they, like, skip over that movie. It's weird, like the second one. But anyway, no, maybe you should watch it just so
We'll see.
so you can suffer with me. I don't know.
Got plenty of movies to watch.
Plenty, yeah. Even though The Exorcist 2 should be not a priority at all, but
I could add it to my watch list right now. Just The Exorcist 2, not even one.
if you,
I'll just watch 2 and not like none of the others. Just
that's
for
like
you.
the biggest slap in the face. Like, just
Quinn
watching
quits the
worst one.
podcast over that.
Yeah, that'll be episode 3. Quinn quits the podcast after Liam quits the podcast.
Do we have things to talk about with hardcore anymore, or a good thing to do would like be? Do you have any negatives? Really, one negative that I had that I started noticing quite a bit.
Oh, I guarantee it's the same one actually as me, but go on. It might be.
No, I'm curious now. You go.
Okay. Well, maybe it's not then. I don't know. But no, my only negative with the movie was just how I loved the beginning, I love the end, and some stuff in the middle, but for a long time, like it really did kind of get repetitive to where it was like, okay, we're going to a new like prostitution place or a new whatever business. And it's like, we need information from this person. Okay, now we have to go to this person. Now we have to go to this person. It's like,
It felt a bit drawn out, I
it
suppose.
did. It was a bit drawn out. It got kind of repetitive, like, just it did get a bit repetitive, like, just some of the events taking place, but, I don't know.
I don't think it was ever really like super uninteresting or anything like that. It's just like it felt like it was going on a bit too long. Like it wasn't the things that were happening. Like the things that were happening weren't uninteresting or anything. It's just it went on too long. Like it just felt like it was the scenes were drawn out longer than they needed to be.
Yeah, I agree. I was never,
And
like, bored.
honestly, like I know you haven't seen it yet, but I would liken that quite a bit to the card counter as well, because that I just watched that recently, and it's that also feels like it's got a lot of scenes where it feels like the scenes themselves, things happen, but it's just very elongated, you know. And it goes to a lot of music as well, like in hardcore.
Yeah.
But it's not like the scenes themselves are bad or anything. It's just they feel longer than they probably should be.
I don't know if that's a Paul Schrader problem since they're both Paul Schrader movies. Maybe he can get, like, a bit indulgent sometimes or just not know when to
I
stop.
think
I
he
don't
just
know.
maybe likes to take his time with things, but sometimes it's just a little bit much. It depends on what scene he does that in, I suppose.
Mhm. That's true. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of any other movies I've seen from him, like, First Reformed, he definitely takes his time with, but it works. Like, I never
Oh yeah,
First Reformed, I was, like, fucking riveted from end from beginning to end, but,
I can't.
um, it's an amazing movie. We could totally talk about that in full.
I couldn't even begin to explain how fucking incredible that film is.
I only watched it once, and I really only and man, I only remember, like, a handful.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it because I remember being blown away my first time, and, ugh, I yeah, I just need to rewatch it. I don't know. It's a extremely heavy, like, a lot to take in movie.
It's incredibly well written too.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one where like that's one of the film examples I can give where narration really works wonders. Like it comes in like the best moments, I think.
Mhm.
And it actually feels like what the lead character is saying is like important and really impactful to like the overall journey he goes on. Like it's just one of my favorite quotes in that movie was the man who says nothing always seems more intelligent. Why couldn't I just keep silent? I love that so much.
Paul
Such a good
Schrader,
quote.
yeah, he's just an incredible writer. Like, he's, just
Yeah.
one of the best writers, honestly.
I definitely want to see more from him. I think one of the next ones I'll probably watch from him is the one with Willem Dafoe. I can't remember the name of it. He's the main character in it. Like Willem Dafoe plus Paul Schrader just sounds like a fucking hell of a time. And he's in the card counter for a bit as well. And his scenes in that are just like, oh, I fucking love Willem Dafoe, man. He's so cool.
He can do no wrong. Like, he's never done I don't think he's ever given a bad performance, ever.
Probably not.
Like,
Probably
and
not.
literally anytime he shows up in a movie, you're just like, I'm instantly smiling, like, he's the best
Yeah.
part of whatever movie he's in. There's just
Yeah.
something about him. But,
He's just
yeah,
such a good actor. He really is.
he's a great actor, and he's just, like, a likable guy, like, a likable presence. Even when he's playing, like, a dick or a bad guy, kind of like in The Lighthouse. Like, I mean, even characters like that, then, yeah, you just like seeing him, but
It's that one bit in The Lighthouse that I just love so much where like Robert Pattinson's just had like the fucking shit sprayed all over him and shit, and he just like hates everything. He's coming in from a storm, and then like the first thing he says when he gets in there is, "You smell of shit."
I never even, like, noticed that or thought through that until now, but that's
Yeah.
hilarious.
It's like
Like
the
how he has
first thing he says instantly when he comes in the door.
and
I
it's
love
funny
Willem
coming
Dafoe.
from his character because, I mean, his character is just, like, disgusting. He's constantly farting and, like,
Yeah,
just, like, the grungiest person ever, but yeah.
but he
Um,
notices when he smells of shit.
so it really must have been bad if he
Mm.
smelled bad.
And I feel like, based on the 3 Paul Schrader movies that I've seen, a lot of his central characters do seem very similar. Like,
Hmm.
I know you haven't seen it yet, but like the Card Counter, First Reformed, Hardcore, like they're all male characters where it feels like they have some sort of past that
Hmm.
is like it's challenged by what the plot gives them, I suppose.
Yeah, and you could totally throw Travis Bickle in with them as well. Like you can count that as a Paul Schrader character because I mean he wrote it, so it basically is his character. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, you could easily. There's definitely like a theme or like a pattern with all of his movies, whether directed or not. Like all of his characters, they're just so. It's just so weird. It's just so
The
like
Card Counter is one where you definitely see a lot of like the traumatic past, and there's also a lot of things that are unseen that make you just go, oh, it feels so icky and shit. But like Oscar Isaac plays it so fucking well, man.
that actually. Now I think about it, yeah, all of the characters, they are all people with some type of past, some type of like trauma or like past or just view. They have this like set in stone view of the world, and then they go into this other like this I don't know whether it's other world or like other ideologies that are like challenging them. And then it's like you really feel like you're in their shoes. Like, yeah, all of those characters. I'm just now realizing that.
I love that one scene in First Reformed where he like tells off that like woman that's like sort of always trying to make sure he's okay and stuff, and he's just like, "You are suffocating."
Yes, yeah.
It feels like
Yeah.
these characters constantly just get to a point where they really snap more toward the end, and it's
Mhm.
like
Exactly.
he really knows how to write that shit.
They literally all of these characters do snap towards the end. I haven't seen the card counter, but I mean, it seems like they all snap towards the end. So,
In a
yeah.
way, the Card Counter is. I really don't know if you'll like that film. I really don't know because like it's very slow, very slow. I don't know. I can see you not being as interested in the side characters, but I personally sort of was. So I don't know. It really just depends how you feel about it. But I can't see you giving that like a perfect score or anything like that. I don't know.
I doubt I'll give it a perfect score, I mean, but I could see myself hopefully liking it. Like, First Reformed was really close to getting a perfect score, like, that could easily get a perfect score.
It is a perfect score.
No, it probably is, but I'm really nitpicky sometimes about my 5
Yeah.
stars, like, most 5 stars I've given, I usually have to rewatch it before I do that,
I've
so
become a lot more picky over the years with 5 star stuff. Like, yeah, I used to be like, I enjoy the shit out of this film, 5 star, fuck it. And like, I look back on some of them now, and I'm like, that's not 5 stars.
but then again, are you basing the 5 stars off when you look back and say, "Eh, that's not 5 stars," is it basing it off of your personal enjoyment or, like, is this objectively, quote, unquote, like,
I
not a
never
5
go by
star movie?
objective. I
Okay,
never
good.
go by objective at all. Like, I hate people that do,
Yeah,
honestly.
me
Like
too. I mean, I don't
a film
I
like
just hate the idea of it.
I mean, you could definitely talk about this, I'm sure, for ages, and you probably have. But like a film like Dune, objectively perfect. But like subjectively, no, it's not.
No. I mean, I would say I would only say, to be honest, objectively perfect when it comes to the technical stuff, like
Yeah, but that's
the
what people go off a lot. They
yeah,
just
that's
look at
true.
everything and they're like, "Oh, it looks so pretty. Everything is so
Yeah.
nice. It's setting up everything so well," and it is. But like, it's not a perfect film.
No, far from it. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I'll only consider that to be a technically perfect movie, but not in anything else, to be honest. But anyway, no, I mean, I'm the same way. Like, because I mean, yeah, if I look at my 5 stars, then I've got, like I said, I have all of the Star Wars prequels as 5 stars. I used to have X-Men Origins for a while at 5 stars, but I don't know if I still do. So that just tells you that, yeah, no, I'm the same way. Personal enjoyment and all that shit. Anyway. You have like a did you already say you're negative about hardcore? I don't
No, I
know if you
didn't.
did.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what it was. The
Mhm.
it's not even it's a technical negative because like I don't know if you noticed it or not, or if it was just something to do with the one I was watching. But did you notice that the footsteps were so loud?
No. No?
They were like they overpowered a lot of the audio. I
Oh,
think like
I
it.
never would have noticed that.
I don't. I mean, Like, if you go back and rewatch it, I'm sure you'll probably notice, honestly. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, like every footstep is like heard like so clearly above everything else. And I don't know why that is. But I
Yeah, it
mean, that's
is.
just a technical negative, really. But it was just so strange.
Yeah, sometimes then, like, I'll notice weird little technical stuff like that, but yeah, that I definitely did not pick up on that. I just didn't even notice, I guess, but, I was more thrown off by not thrown off by, but I could definitely notice how the music was a bit overpowering at times, some of the music,
Yeah.
but that was the
And
only
bringing it
thing.
back to the card counter again, that is the case for that as well sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still want to check that out for sure regardless, but yeah, I doubt it'll
But
be
yeah,
a
it was a bit overpowering in this sometimes. I found that too.
but no, I mean, that's really where my negatives end. I mean, just like the repetition, like I just thought it was really kind of there's only so much you can do with this plot, and I feel like they really like spread it thin. Like they really
It probably could have been a shorter film.
yeah, it could have been like a 90-minute. I don't even know how long it was, but
I think it's like an
um
hour 50 or something, maybe.
yeah, it was an hour it was about an hour 50, yeah. So maybe like an hour 40, hour 30 to be honest. Like other than that, no, I mean, it was I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoy it too. It's
Yeah.
very, very good. And I'm keen to see more Paul Schrader and more George C. Scott at some point as well.
Yes, definitely. You need to let me know as soon as you watch Doctor Strangelove.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I will at some point. I got my fill of Stanley Kubrick for now after Full Metal Jacket, so I'll
You can never
wait a
have
bit.
your fill of him. You can never have too much Kubrick.
Well, he's not gonna come back from the dead and fucking make more films, so I gotta like, I gotta take my time.
Don't say that. Maybe he will. I don't know.
Oh, I
Maybe he
never
can.
know.
Speaking of which, that's actually a great question that you brought up. Before we get into our questions that we had people send in, you just gave me an idea. Like, if you could bring a dead director back to life, who would it be?
I don't know many dead directors.
My answer right now, obviously, just from what I just said, I would, oh my God, Stanley Kubrick. Like, please,
That
please.
would be great.
That would be. But
Who else is dead? I don't know.
damn. Well, Akira Kurosawa, he's another one I would bring
I've
back.
seen That's It, so sure. Why not?
um, I don't know. There's a ton. I mean, Orson Welles, but then again, he only did like a couple that I even really liked. But there's a lot. I mean, it's just we just focus a lot more on the directors that are still making movies, obviously, as opposed to. I mean, you could probably look it up, but you don't have to answer it if you can't think of one.
I mean, but I've seen enough Kubrick to where I'd want him to make more films. Yeah, like I've
Yes.
seen what have I seen now? The Shining, 2001, Eyes Wide Shut, Full Metal Jacket, Clockwork Orange.
Yeah. So you should definitely I mean, so yeah, you've still got even though I love Kubrick and like I said in the last episode, even though he might be my favorite director right now, he has made some I mean, a couple bad movies like in his early work. Killer's Kiss is not good. Like everyone points at Fear and Desire, that was his like first movie. Everyone considers that to be bad, which I thought it was okay. But no, you need to watch the other two big ones besides Doctor Strangelove. You got to watch Barry Lyndon and Paths of Glory. Paths of Glory is
Yeah,
incredible. Oh man,
I do want to watch those three very much. It's the other ones
yeah.
I'm not as interested in, but yeah, I do want to watch them.
Even like Lolita is great, but anyway,
Oh fuck yeah, Lolita! I forgot about that.
which they've redone. I don't know how many times. I mean, I think there's a couple different versions of it, but no, that was. I mean,
I mean, it spawned like an entire race of people online, and it's fucking Jesus.
like the controversial shit about the movie aside, it honestly is a great movie. Like it
Yeah,
really is. But
I just like it's the same way where like Scott Pilgrim has spawned like a bunch of people who just want to be Ramona Flowers, and like even though you really shouldn't idolize Ramona Flowers at all,
yeah.
I hate society anyway.
Damn. Yeah, you're like George C. Scott after the events of hardcore. I just hate
Jesus
society
Christ.
now. I just hate humanity. At least it's probably what he's thinking. I don't know. He didn't say it, but
There was one sort of negative that I had as well with hardcore. Not like a big one or anything, but did you feel like when we like finally properly met the daughter at the end, did you feel like her acting was a bit off?
yeah, I mean, a bit, but I mean, I kind of just,
Felt a little bit off.
yeah, I just kind of chalked it up to, I mean, it's a younger actress, like, it was the '70s. I mean, I'm kinda used to cheesy acting in a lot of ways when it comes to, like, that era of film, I guess. I
It
don't
just
know.
seemed like she was like stone faced and like, "Don't come near me!
Oh, yeah, that I noticed that too. It was kinda, like, robotic,
No,
like,
I want to
I
stay here."
Yeah,
Uh.
it was really, like, yeah, just, like, one note. It was really
Yeah,
just yeah, I guess if we're really nitpicking the movie, I would definitely say that as well. Like, yeah, her acting was a bit weird,
bit off.
but
But I mean, it's more of a problem for me just because George C. Scott was so good in that scene.
oh, yeah.
You know,
He really did carry
like
the
he's having
movie
a
in a lot
full
of
on
ways.
breakdown and shit, and you're just like, I'm feeling this, but then she's just screaming in the background. And I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah,
shut up,
that's
please.
true. Yeah, exactly. She did kind of not ruin the moment, but, I mean, she got close to ruining that moment, but, I mean, thank God George C. Scott was as great as he was.
He
I
was
mean, he
great.
he he really carried, like, a lot of that movie for me. Like, if
Yeah,
that
for
had a
sure.
different lead, if that had any I'm sure there would have been other good leads for that movie, but, I mean, I just him as the lead, I can't imagine another one, like, being as for his character being as, like, likable and, like, you know what I mean? He just had this, like, likability to him. I don't know.
You think Willem Dafoe could do it?
Well, I mean, if we're
He doesn't
talking
say he doesn't say Christian dad to me.
no. I mean, I guess if we're talking like Willem Dafoe now, putting him back in 1979,
Hmm,
then
that
I
could
don't know
work.
about that. I don't know.
Oh, you don't know about that? Okay.
I mean,
On opposite ends.
I don't know if I could maybe I could see that, I don't know, but yeah, I struggle to think of, like you just need, like, a gentle, like, kind of but, like, put together father figure, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but, he was just great, so he definitely carried the movie,
Yeah,
but
he did carry a lot of it. Like, it was the performance itself that made me so interested, I think.
yeah, same here. The performance and just the idea, the plot of the movie for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Look at this, I'm sending in the general chat. That's what Willem Dafoe
Okay.
looks like in the card counter. He looks fucking badass.
Oh, damn. Yeah,
Love him. He's
got the
awesome.
mustache and the shades. Oh,
The
man.
glasses are
I
so
need to watch
cool.
that. Yeah, that is I didn't know he was in the movie, but now I'm even more eager to watch it.
He's not in it often at all. Like, he's in, like, maybe 2 scenes, I think. But Oscar Isaac, like, God, I always just want more good shit from Oscar Isaac. He's fantastic. He's such a good
Yeah,
actor.
he's great. Yeah.
Like, I feel like probably Star Wars just, like, made him drained a little bit because, like, he was so fucking underutilized.
And, yeah, I mean, he ended up hating being a part of Star Wars. Like,
Yeah, and
he
I
ended
see
up
why.
hating it. I see why too. I just can't imagine, like
Like, even, like, in between that shit, like, he had Annihilation as well. Like, he's
yeah.
not in that
Ex
much, but he's
Machina?
so good.
I
Yeah,
guess he's
Ex
yeah.
Machina goes without
Ex Machina
saying.
is a
Fuck.
big part, yeah, but, and Inside Llewyn Davis, I mean, holy shit, we could go on and on about, like, how amazing his performances are, but,
Mm.
I think I'm sure for both of us, he's one of our favorite actors, but
Yeah, yeah, he's great.
yeah, for sure.
I definitely wanna watch, scenes from a marriage at some point as
Oh,
well.
yeah, me too. I don't know if I wanna watch the Bergman movie first and then the show, or I don't know, but
Oh, it's a movie?
yeah, it was, Ingmar Bergman,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
he, directed that. It was a movie, yeah, I
I
guess.
didn't know it was based off that. Alright.
Yeah, which, I mean, you can honestly still probably watch the show without having seen the movie, I'm sure, but, I mean, I wanna see both.
Do you wanna do, like, a sort of mini discussion on Last Night in Soho?
Sure. Then we can get into the questions after that, or
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just wanted to have, like, a quick conversation about it because I reviewed it recently, and, I think me and Quinn have some probably differing opinions on it, and I would just be interested to talk about it and see how we feel. If anyone's not aware or anything, Last Night in Soho is a movie that came out in 2021. It's directed by Edgar Wright, stars Thomasin McKenzie, Anya Taylor-Joy, Matt Smith, Michael Ajao, Terrence Stamp, Diana Rigg, a ton of people. And it's basically a movie about a wannabe fashion designer that moves to London and starts having vivid dreams after moving into this little place for a bit about a wannabe singer in the 1960s. She sort of like lives through that within her dreams. It's kind of hard to explain how it happens, but yeah, that's the gist of it. But I just wanted to talk about it because yeah, it's it's an odd film, I think.
It's an odd movie, but I mean, I think we both, for the most part, enjoyed it. But I mean, we both agree it's definitely bottom tier Edgar Wright. So, I mean, it's probably my second to least favorite movie from him. But I mean, before we get into, before we get into any of his other movies or how he'd rank those, then no, I mean, I kind of see where you were coming from with your review, though. Like how it was mainly the ending that kind of fell apart for you.
Yeah. Well, everything up until then was so riveting for me. Like I was
Mhm.
just so like invested in the film, and then the ending happened, and I just it really fell apart for me.
I guess I didn't mind the ending kind of got a bit over the top just with like some of the effects and some of the CGI and just some of the I don't know. I liked how the entire movie like until the very end you're not really explained much, like all this weird stuff is happening and you're just kind of like trying to figure it out in your own head like what's going on. And it's not until the very end that everything is kind of dumped onto you, like, "Here's exactly what's happening." That's the only thing I probably didn't like about it was just how I mean, I feel like it was kind of earned in the end in a way, like, I feel like you need some answers in the end, but maybe they kinda just, like, dumped all of the answers onto you at the end, and it's like,
Yeah,
"Okay."
I think it was also to do with the fact that it felt like it was trying to be like a big reveal kind of moment and stuff, and it felt like it was just going on for ages, and it felt like it was trying to be very like epic and grand, like oh my god, this is what happened, holy shit, fuck, things are going crazy, CGI fest, fuck, like, and it's just like it's a lot to dump on you within like 5 minutes. And like up until then, like it was very just like mysterious and stuff, and
Mhm.
it felt like you were just trying to figure things out for yourself. But then it's just like everything explained all at once.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it was because yeah, I mean, we don't have to like go into the extreme specifics about what's explained to you at the end for people that haven't seen it, but I mean, yeah, when the answers are given to you, yeah, I thought I don't know, it was kind of just like cheesy, like just what was going on, I guess. I thought like the reveal and yeah, I don't know. I mean, for the most I really did, like, enjoy it, but it just did not feel like an Edgar Wright movie. It didn't feel like one at all. Like, I feel like almost anyone could you know? Like, all of his movies kind of because this is where I feel like we really differ. Like, I don't know if we really differ a whole lot, to be honest, on the movie, but when it comes to, some of his other films maybe, or just one in particular, but when it comes to like his other movies, they all have so much personality. They have so much like personality in like what's the word? Not marksmanship, but for what
Signature styles.
signature, yeah, signature style. Like, and you know when you're watching an Edgar Wright movie, just like everything from the editing to the dialogue to the comedic elements, all of that. But this movie just didn't have any of that. It just kind of felt almost a bit generic for Edgar Wright.
That's the thing that we sort of knew that before going in, I think, or like the majority of people sort of knew that he wasn't. It wasn't going to be like something completely Edgar Wrighty, I suppose. It was just like a delving into a different type of genre for him. So it's
Yeah,
obviously going to be a bit rocky at the start, I think.
for sure. Which but then again, I mean, he has delved into that's like the one recurring thing with all of his movies is that like he's delved into a lot of different genres. Like you said in your review, Shaun of the Dead is a horror comedy. Hot Fuzz is an action comedy. World's End is a sci-fi comedy. All of that. But the one recurring thing, to be honest, for me, I think the one recurring thing that holds up all of those movies is the comedy. I mean, that's like the one thing that carries over with all his movies
And the editing.
and the editing for sure. Like little yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, so that's why I mean, it's cool that he's doing something different, but I mean, he has already kind of delved into horror with Shaun of the Dead, and I just think he really thrives with comedy more. Like, you know?
Well, I mean, Shaun of the Dead isn't necessarily like horror. It's just got elements of horror there. It's a comedy movie, really.
It's like parodying it's yeah, it's kinda like a parody of the horror genre in some ways, you know, like parodying zombies and all that. So, I mean, it's still like loosely horror. It's not like scary horror, but it's like technically horror, I guess, if you think about it. But no, it's a comedy, yeah.
Even then, Last Night in Soho doesn't feel like it's completely horror either. It feels like
Oh
it's more
no.
mystery than horror.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. I think I even said that in my review also. Like this movie was I don't even consider it a horror movie. Like it wasn't scary at all. I mean, for me, I guess. I know that's subjective.
It was tense sometimes, but not scary.
Yeah, it was tense. I mean, it was but no, totally. Mystery drama is like I mean, not even really I guess drama, but whatever. Everything is drama when you think about it, but like mystery for sure. Like mystery is like the main genre of this.
Yeah, yeah. And the like actual horror part of it feels like it's more like the aesthetics rather than the actual plot or events that take place or anything.
Yeah.
It feels like there's more the aesthetics. Like, and I think in terms of the aesthetics to do with horror, it succeeds. Like, I think it looks really good in that department.
Yeah.
Like I said in my review, like the nightmarish men and stuff. I think they looked fucking cool. I think they were awesome.
No, that was I think that is for me like the strongest aspect or like whatever, like the aesthetic, the look of the movie, basically the that's like for me what stood out the most or gives it its identity, I guess, like just how stylistic it was. But other than that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was also underwhelmed for sure. So
I think one of the things that carries it the most is the acting for sure. Like Thomasin McKenzie's great. I think she's
yeah,
fantastic.
the acting and just yeah the aesthetic, the look of the movie, like just the technical stuff for sure. But yeah, when it comes to the story and how it unfolds, like I guess it really did just fall apart in the end, like you said. So yeah,
The technical aspects really hold it up, and the acting.
they really do.
Like the camera does some crazy fucking shit.
Oh yeah, when they like switched between Thomas McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy, like the way they did some of that, I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, it was great. Like all of that
movie
was great.
magic.
It was that is movie magic, but like
Yeah,
yeah, I just wish it had. You're right. I mean, an ending can really like tank a movie. It can really ruin a movie. I don't think it ruined the movie, but it could have been a lot better, like you
it
said.
just feels like it is upsetting to look back on because you're just like, yeah, there's all this good stuff, but what it leads to really feels like it tanks it, like you said.
Yeah, we both agree it's not like a bad movie by any means. We both gave it 7 out of 10s, but for Edgar Wright, we're basically compare. I mean, when you compare it to other Edgar Wright stuff, our expectations are so high.
Yeah, like I said, literally everything else is 10 for me.
Oh yeah,
I don't know about you, but yeah.
I mean, for me, Shaun of the Dead is easily a 10. I think that's just the one that I've seen the most, and I saw at such a young age, or like when it. I just remember I'd seen that so many times, so I just grew to love that movie the most. But Hot Fuzz is probably a 10. World's End is close, but I'd have to rewatch it. Scott Pilgrim is also close, but yeah, man, I don't know. Baby Driver. I'm sorry, I just could not get into. I just could not get into that movie. There's just something about it. I don't know what it was.
That's fine, but yeah, it's so good. It's so fucking good.
My mind could change on a rewatch for all I know, but for me, it really is his weakest.
One of my favorite bits of like, I guess, comedy, I don't know, like the way you write shit, comedy through writing, I guess. I don't know where I was going with that. But one of my favorite bits of comedy in Baby Driver is like at the start when, what's his fucking name?
The actor or the character?
The actor.
Ansel Elgort?
No.
Okay, Kevin
John
Spacey?
Bernthal. John
Shit,
Bernthal.
okay, speaking of which, sorry, before you go on about that, can we, I mean, isn't it a bit weird that two of the actors in that movie have been now exposed for some pretty bad shit? You know, it's
Yeah, but
just like,
I always constantly say just separate the art from the artist. I do that a lot.
I'm the same way.
That's something where we could have a big discussion about it, I think, because like
Oh, yeah.
I think it's really good to separate the art from the artist. I don't think boycotting anything helps anything really. It's just it goes to a certain extent. Like if you know that like a actor or someone that's making music or whatever has done some like fucking heinous shit, then it can really like make you feel odd. But I think with Kevin Spacey and Ansel Elgort, like I can separate that.
I understand. Like, I totally understand how people like maybe can't separate it. Like, even though we can, like, I get it. Like, if somebody wants to, not watch any more Kevin Spacey stuff because of what he did, like, I get that. But
even
for
then,
me,
like, I don't. Do we really? I hate being this guy, but is there proof yet of anything? I don't. I don't know.
I don't know either. I honestly can't speak on any of it.
But
So
that's the
I
thing. Like, that's why I can't like boycott something or anything like that. I don't know the facts. Like,
I don't know the facts either. I honestly haven't looked into any of it. I kind of just hear the news like, oh, somebody did more bad shit. It's a complicated topic. Like I'm not like, you know, it is a complicated issue, but it's yeah. I mean, I'm sure we could go on and on forever about it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
it's a weird one.
It is a weird one, but anyway, John Bernthal.
Oh
You
yeah.
were talking about him.
Well, one of my favorite bits of comedy in that was just like scene where like they're in the elevator and shit, and then John Bernthal just says when he gets out, "Okay, if you don't see me again, it's because I'm dead," and then you never see him again. Like I just love that. Like you never see him again in the movie. It's fucking cool.
Man, I need to. Okay, maybe I do need to rewatch that because I just never noticed that. I never even.
I didn't pick up on it until after the movie, but it's just such a good one. I love that.
Yeah, that is pretty funny. That's some good dry. Not I don't know if you call it dry humor, but what would you call that? I don't know.
Smart.
So it's smart. It's good. It's smart humor. It's clever humor. It's like
Yeah.
you don't, you have to notice it. But yeah, no, I mean, I just can't speak on that movie enough as to why I didn't like it because it's been so long, and I just remember watching it once and just kind of being let down for whatever reason.
I really think it's incredible, and it has a lot of the signature styles that Edgar Wright already had as well.
For sure.
And also, like, I really don't get a lot of the people that shit on The World's End. I'm not saying you're shitting on it or anything, but I fucking adore that film.
No, same here. Like I mean, even though it is out of the Cornetto trilogy, it is for me the weakest for sure. But I mean, I still love it. Like, still great.
But one of the characters where I will openly, proudly say he's literally me is Gary King.
Yeah.
Like, he peaked in high school. He's a fucking alcoholic now. Like, he's me.
Oh man.
I love Gary King. He's one of the best characters of all time.
No, he is one of Edgar Wright's best characters. Like, yeah, he is great. I think that's maybe another reason I just thought of as to why when I think Edgar Wright, I think Simon Pegg, Nick Frost. Like I just think those two. Like I just love the Cornetto trilogy so much. All three of them are like his top three movies for me. So even though I like Scott Pilgrim a lot too, but I mean, I guess I have a hard time moving on from like I just wish they would always collaborate. Like they would just work so well together. Like those three.
They should do another one at some point. That'd be great.
Just make endless movies together parodying like every genre. Like that would be great. But
I'm wondering what his next film will be.
yeah, I mean,
I know you haven't seen it or anything, but like the Sparks Brothers is fucking incredible for a documentary. Like it feels like a story.
would I appreciate that documentary a lot more if I listened to their music?
I'm
like
not allowing you to watch that until you hear all their music.
Okay, I don't know. No, I do want to watch or not watch, listen to their music before I watch it. So
They're amazing.
I will listen. They just have so much. They just have so much stuff.
Yeah, they
Like
got
so
like
many albums.
26, I think.
Damn.
It's a lot, but it's over the course of like it's from like the 70s onwards. So yeah,
True. Yeah.
should we get into questions?
Yeah, sure. All right. So we didn't do this for the first episode, but we did put something on our Instagram stories for people to send in questions, and I got quite a bit. I know Liam got one.
Fuck up, all right? Like you're Mr. Popular. I'm not
No, I'm not Mr. Popular. I'm Mr. I don't know.
popular.
I have nothing. I got nothing. Yeah. No, but no. So we got some questions from Instagram, which by the way, if you want to send in questions for the next episode, or if you want to see where we ask for questions, then my Instagram handle is Views by Quinn. Liam's is Movies Music Me. Oh yeah, and yeah, yeah, podcast. Yeah. Did you want to get to your question, or do you want me to get to mine?
Go through all of yours if you want. Actually, fuck it. I'll get mine out of the way. Hang on. We'll look for it.
See, you sound like me now. I'll just get mine out of the way.
No, but mine's just embarrassing though. Like one question, really? They hate me. It's fine.
No. Anyway. Oh, and had to grab a drink. White Claw. I don't know if you have White Claws over there.
What is it?
It's just like, oh, it's those like hard seltzers I was telling you about.
Hmm.
It's basically, yeah, it's not that great. I mean, whatever. But
I got a few ciders yesterday, and they're like not the ones I usually get, and they're just kind of meh. But anyway,
all right. Anyway,
the one question I got is from Kamedak, and he says, "What is a film that Liam likes but Quinn doesn't like?" And go the other way around.
I'm sure we could name off plenty, but
Eternals. I don't know.
yes.
I don't like it that much.
No, I know. Okay, so let's think movies that you like that I don't. Well, okay, it goes without saying. Pretty much the last 4 Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, go fuck yourself on that one. Jesus. You're just wrong. Like, just admit it.
No, I am not. I am objectively right.
They're the best ones.
I don't know, man. Like, I just think the first 4 Harry Potter movies had a lot more personality, or this, they were a bit like, they weren't so dire and so depressing and so desaturated and so, you know, do you know what I'm saying?
It needed to get depressing. The plot requires it to get depressing.
I guess I got too attached. It's a me thing. It's not a movie thing. It's not a fault on the movie. It's just like I'm so attached to the first few Harry Potter movies where it was kind of a bit more whimsical, a bit more feel good, you know, a bit more lighthearted. Like,
I wouldn't say they're all feel good or
well,
anything.
no, they're not. They're not feel good. That's the thing about the first. They like for me the first few Harry Potter movies. Like they balanced the dark shit with like the not dark shit. Like you know, at the end
You
when
do that with the others too. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know, like, and maybe it's a director thing. Like I know they switched directors. Maybe I just don't like his directing style. I don't know.
It actually very well could be it because it's David Yates for the last 4.
hmm I think that is definitely a part of it. I mean, I just loved Chris Columbus doing the first couple, and then Alfonso Cuarón doing the third. Like, I maybe I just prefer their directing styles. I don't know, but
Could be that. I don't know.
it's definitely not a fault. I'm not saying I don't think they're bad movies in any way. Like, I think it is literally just I grew up with the first 4 movies, and then I, for some reason, just stopped until like recently, until I rewatched them all. Maybe that's why. Maybe it is a lot of nostalgia for the first 4.
If you were younger and you watched all of those as well, then you probably would have the same feeling as I do.
Probably, yeah. So I mean, it's a me thing, but apart from Harry Potter, and I know you don't like love this movie, but Eternals, like are there any other movies that I guess those are the main ones for sure for you, but for me, I mean it goes easily X-Men Origins. Like I love
yeah,
X-Men.
that's the answer. That's the answer. Yep.
That's the
I
answer.
fucking despise that fucking movie.
Can you at least accept that for my own personal enjoyment, I just love it for what it is, you know?
No.
What? We were just going on and on about subjectivity and objectivity. And like, nope.
I respect your opinion, but you're wrong.
Okay, fine. As long as you respect my opinion, I don't give a shit. Like,
Nah, this is one of the moments, one of the rare moments where I don't respect your opinion. Sorry.
what? This is like groundbreaking. I don't think you've ever said I don't respect your opinion.
That's my catchphrase. I have to stick to it.
Is the movie that bad? It's where you have to change your whole catchphrase?
Yes, it's that bad.
What is so bad about it? Tell me, please. Other than Deadpool, everybody talks about Deadpool. I'm tired of hearing about Deadpool, how they fucked up his character. I know they did.
The action was terrible.
No.
The CG was terrible.
No. Well, okay, yeah.
The acting was terrible. Everything was terrible.
Okay, the only things I will give people credit for being right about that movie is that, yes, Deadpool's character is not comic accurate. So for the comic book nerds, yeah, they didn't do it right. And then
he's an embarrassment.
He's an embarrassment, but I mean, whatever. When I saw it, I didn't really know much about Deadpool, so I was like, "Oh, that's cool. He's got blades coming out of his arms and shit." Like I thought it was cool until I found out about Deadpool's character. I'm like, "Yeah, it's not right."
The only thing that sticks in my head is just what he looks like at the
end. Just his bald head and his stitched mouth shut, and like, yeah, he looks weird. But I even had the action figure as a kid. I think I got the action figure.
Jesus.
I did. Dude, I loved.
You should be embarrassed.
I'm proud of it. Damn it. Oh man. I wish I could find that. That probably would go for a lot of money.
I'm sure it would.
But
There are any
anyway,
diehard X-Men Origins fans out there?
I'm part of the 0.001% of X-Men Origin fans, apparently. But, and then the CGI, I totally understand that. Like, yeah, it's bad, I
Mhm.
guess. But other than that, like, I don't know. I loved how over the top and whatever the action was. Like do you remember the scene when the team was like storming that tower at first? Like the X Force or whatever the hell they were called. Wasn't that fucking cool when the Asian guy flipped the pistols and then reloaded them midair?
It's
Wasn't that
cool, but
how was that not
in the
cool?
long run, the movie fucking sucks.
See? Like, there's genuinely tense moments, like, good suspenseful moment no, listen to me. When in you have to give me credit for this one scene. Don't you think the scene where Wolverine is in the tank and they think they lost him, and then all of a sudden the heartbeat starts coming? Do you remember this? See, maybe you need to rewatch it. But
I'm not fucking rewatching it.
no, but
No
do you
way.
remember this scene to where Wolverine, like, breaks out of
Barely.
okay, well, I thought that was a genuinely perfectly executed scene. Like, that scene, the way it was built up, it was just so fucking tense, like, I get chills just, like, watching it. I mean, it's anyway, I could go on and on.
I'm glad it does something for you. I'm glad.
Any other X-Men Origin fans, please reach out to me because I need to know that I'm not alone. I feel like I'm alone.
It is the worst X-Men film.
I think it's the best, but
Not. Logan
okay,
is the best, and
okay.
then Days of Future Past.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine. If we're talking, like we said, even though we don't really believe in objectivity that much, if there was an objectively best X-Men movie, then yeah, X-Men Origins is low on the list. But it's
I can
subjectivity.
definitely see where you're coming from for like,
It's
just
a guilty pleasure, I'll admit it.
the fun factor,
Yeah.
and yeah, guilty pleasure.
Yeah, it's fun. Like,
Like, yeah,
it's just
that's
fun.
fine.
And I think another thing that really, for me, holds it up well, for me, nostalgia does play a big factor for a lot of things, but I remember opening night, May 1st of 2009, sitting in the theater.
Jesus, you remember the
I
date?
remember the date because it was opening it was the release day. Me and a bunch of other friends, got together, and we just saw the movie the opening night, and I don't know, just seeing that movie in theaters when it came out, it was just fucking awesome. Like, even though you didn't realize maybe at the moment how bad some things were, it was just cool seeing an X-Men movie on the big screen opening night with a bunch of friends. Like, you know where I'm coming from? I don't know.
You need therapy. I'm worried for
I
your
need a
health.
lot of things, but yeah.
We need to not harp on questions for too long, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially not ones about fucking X-Men Origins.
It's okay. We'll save that for the X-Men Origins episode.
No, no.
All right.
Oh my God.
Let me get my questions. Cause yeah, I got a lot, and we don't need to spend too much time on each one, but
No need to brag. Jesus.
I guess this first one, we kind of did a live stream already talking about this, so we don't need to dwell on it too long, but best and worst cinema experiences. And then he said, this was from, by the way, this is from at film.mania7. Thank you for the question. But and then he also says, Liam's gotta be real shitty if it's worse than Titan.
Oh my God. There is one worse than Titan. Like, Titan wasn't a bad experience. It was just, I didn't know what the fuck happened to me.
You fainted. You fainted walking out of it or something, right?
It wasn't really fainting. It was just, yeah, it's a weird one. But no, there's a worse one that I've started defaulting to, and it was like probably just under a year ago. They brought back Aliens in theaters. There were a bunch of teenagers in the back corner, and they would not shut the fuck up for the entirety of the film. And that's a long film too. Like, yeah, they just literally wouldn't stop. Like, I think within the first like 40 minutes or something, someone had gone out to talk to one of the theater people, and then like another 20 minutes went by, another person went out, and I went out as well, like not really realizing that they were leaving to complain as well. And we basically both came up to the theater people at the same time and were like, you need to do something about these fucking guys. Like, they pretty much just didn't do anything for a while, and it was like just torture throughout the whole thing. And then within like the last like 20 minutes of the film, they stopped the film and the lights went on. They came in and they said, like, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry to interrupt, but these guys have had one too many chances. Get the fuck out, basically.
Nice.
They got out, ran the movie for the last like 20 minutes. And I was like, why didn't you do that way fucking earlier?
Yeah.
God. So it was just like it was torture. It was the worst theater experience probably
Yeah.
I've ever had. The Titan one was just like I had like a bad reaction to I think the audio mixed with the fact that I didn't eat anything and I just sort of semi passed out or had like an episode of some sort. I don't know. It didn't feel like fainting. Like I said, it felt like someone just was controlling my body. That's it.
Wow.
Like it felt like I was a fucking sweaty puppet. That's what it was.
Jeez.
It was insane.
That is.
But yeah, I went back in to watch it afterwards. I didn't let that stop me. My review's coming out probably tonight.
There you go. But do you have a best? Because he also asked for best.
Keep defaulting to Endgame.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember you saying your theater experience with that wasn't great. Well, wasn't it the second one?
The second, yeah, the first was great. Like the first was probably as great as yours, but the second one, there's just a couple like 6-year-olds with no parents sitting to the left of me that similar to your situation, they just wouldn't shut up. Even like throwing popcorn at their other friends, like they were doing the most obnoxious shit for an entire 3-hour movie. I was so fed up that I just shushed them, and I guess that scared them. I mean, I I don't know. I don't think I'm a super intimidating person, but
You're a scary man.
I guess.
I constantly think you're gonna snap one day.
Yeah, I mean,
Hopefully not at some kids in a theater, but you know.
no. But anyway, no, mine's pretty basic. It was just a couple 8-year-olds or however old they were, just being too loud.
That's interesting as well, because like it's with them, it's sort of understandable with their age, but these people in the Aliens experience were like teenagers. Like they had the mental capacity to shut the fuck up, but they just didn't.
Exactly. And I guess for my best, Infinity War and Endgame, those experiences, those theater experiences are definitely up there. But I guess for my best, and I'm not gonna lie, X-Men Origins is up there too, just for the experience. But anyway, I would say my best theater experience was watching Iron Man 2008 opening night with the same group of friends that I saw X-Men Origins with. And yeah, I just remember it like it was yesterday. It's the weirdest thing. Like, I don't know how I just remember that night so vividly, but seeing the first MCU movie on the big screen, just like not knowing what it was going to turn into, I was just fucking blown away. But yeah, so that was my best one. I just love remembering seeing Iron Man in theaters.
Never saw that when it came out or anything, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, but anyway, next question. I actually got a couple from, look, if I mispronounce or say your name weird, I'm sorry, but Rex Averian, he asked movies with the best cinematography.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it goes without saying anything Roger Deakins.
It's the one where he finally fucking won an Oscar.
Oh, yeah. I would say one that people don't think about a lot, probably The Revenant. I think The Revenant has
The
amazing
Revenant is
cinematography.
incredible. Going back to what we talked about before, Benoit Debie is like incredible. Irreversible is probably one of the most uniquely shot films ever made. Even Climax, like
Yeah.
Fantastic. Grand Budapest.
Oh,
That's a good looking one.
okay. No, I'm sorry. This brings me on to a rant. I'm sorry, but why does every Wes Anderson movie have to be so fucking perfectly centered? It just annoys me. Like, why? It doesn't have to be perfectly centered. It feels like a robot made the movie. It feels like what a robot thinks a movie is supposed to look like.
I've seen Life Aquatic, Isle of Dogs, and Grand Budapest is the only one I think is great.
No, I'm not. Nothing against you. No.
We're just talking about cinematography. Don't go on a rant.
Okay, fine. Okay. Long story short, Wes Anderson, not everything has to be perfectly centered. Jeez.
But it looks good. It's a good looking film.
Yeah, no, it is. I know, but it's like my kryptonite. That is my kryptonite. If you really want to know how to get at me, Wes Anderson. That's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll remember that.
Anyway, oh god, yeah, you're gonna use that on me a lot, probably. Shit.
Just scream Wes Anderson. You're like, ah.
Yeah, like immediate PTSD. I don't know. I don't have many answers. Just
Interstellar.
Oh yeah, Interstellar. Anything Nolan. Almost anything Nolan. Like Dunkirk. Holy crap! Like that cinematography.
Well, Hoyte van Hoytema is a very good cinematographer.
Yeah, he really is.
He did Her as well, didn't he?
Oh yeah, that's a great looking movie. But he also asks film directors whose filmographies have 0 misses. That means 0 misses. Like every movie they've put out is like at least good, basically.
Is there one?
It depends. I mean, are you talking from our own personal enjoyment or what you think technically?
I can't even really say that about my favorite director because like Alien 3 is not good.
That's true. I just thought of that.
Like if you don't include that film, then yes, he's perfect. Like to me at least.
I don't know. I mean, I think Nolan easily has zero misses. I don't think you could say Nolan's made a bad movie.
I can.
Uh-oh. Okay, let me guess. Let me guess. Well, it's between Insomnia and Following. I know it's between those two.
I think Insomnia is his worst film.
Okay, and I agree. I actually agree.
But it's not because of anything to do with him. It's just it feels like that film could have been made by anyone.
Exactly.
It doesn't feel like a Nolan film.
Exactly.
It feels like it was just like, okay, this could be anybody's film. Who fucking knows?
I've always thought that too. 100% agree. But even though it is his worst for me too, and like it does not feel like a Nolan movie, I still enjoy it. But it's the one I find myself going to the very least. I mean, but it's still 7 or 8 out of 10 for me. Like I still really like it, but it's just not as memorable. I don't know.
I just can't necessarily say that any director has like a perfect track record for me, but like they're near perfect at least.
Yeah.
Nicholas Winding Refn should be up there, I think, for me at least. Probably not for anyone else. But
yeah. When you say a perfect track record, I mean, do you mean...
I have one.
Okay, go ahead.
Gaspar Noe.
Oh, okay.
And I think they're all
pretty much perfect.
Oh,
well, that's the thing. That's the thing.
No,
do they
no,
have
no.
to...
I forgot. Love isn't perfect at all.
Well, no, that's the thing. I don't think his question meant like, do they all have to be perfect movies? I mean, or at least by zero misses, he just means like they haven't made a bad movie, basically. You know, that's what I think the question means. Like any directors that haven't made a bad movie. Because if that's the case,
well, yeah, then I'd say that for Gaspar Noé. He hasn't made a bad movie, but there's been ones where it's just, you know, misguided and not quite as good as it could have been. I keep forgetting that Lux Eterna is a film that he made. It's like it's apparently like only 50 something minutes long, so I don't even know if you can count it as a film. That's why I sort of didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know if that counts as a like feature length film or not. If I was to say, yeah, a director that hasn't made a bad movie, then yeah, Nolan, Tarantino, oh man, never mind. Stanley Kubrick has made maybe one bad movie, and that's Killer's Kiss. I know there's more.
The only Tarantino movie I haven't seen is Jackie Brown.
It's very good. It's really good. A lot of people have it as like their last, but I mean, that's not saying much because...
Don't a lot of people have Death Proof as their last?
That's true. They do, which Death Proof was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. Death Proof is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
It is.
It's a lot of fun.
It's like the closest Tarantino will ever come to directing a horror movie, I feel like, you know? It almost felt like a slasher movie at the, you know, when like Kurt Russell is like, you just see his shadow in the car just like stalking him. It's like, it felt like a horror movie, and I thought that was awesome.
And then the whole like last 30 minutes is just like full on action. It's awesome.
Yeah, it is. And
all the stunt work by what's her name, Zoe Bell. She's fucking incredible.
She's great. Yeah. So yeah, Tarantino for sure. Because yeah, I'm sure you'll like Jackie Brown. I know there's more. Never mind. I was gonna say Paul Thomas Anderson, but I'm sorry. I think Inherent Vice is just a bad movie. I mean, for me, but
I've heard that Hard 8 isn't very good. I don't know if that's the case or not.
Only in the fact that if you're comparing it to his later movies, then it looks like nothing. Like, you know, it's his debut.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's pretty basic. It's still a decent, good movie, but compared to his later stuff, it just blows it out of the water. Like it looks like nothing.
That's crazy for like Fincher as well. Like Alien 3, I don't really consider it his film at all.
And he's disowned.
And like if you go off what his actual debut is based on that, it's 7. 7 is fucking incredible.
And 7, like if you look at that as a directorial debut, holy crap. Like that's crazy.
And then he went straight onto The Game and then Fight Club.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Yeah. You know, he's another one I could say for zero misses for sure. Even Benjamin Button, even though I said that was his worst, I thought it was decent, you know. I would say him. I don't think
it's definitely not bad.
No, it's not bad. It's definitely not bad. Next question is from @10FranchiseParadox. He asks, most disappointing movie of 2021. Well, mine, without a doubt, like it's a no-brainer. It's Matrix Resurrections. Talk about disappointing. Like it's not the worst movie of 2021. It's not even close to the worst movie. But man, like right now, I'm at the time of recording this, I'm doing my top 100 favorite films on Instagram. I guess I'll give it away right now that the original Matrix is in my top 10. I love the original Matrix. And even the sequels that came after, just because I kind of grew up with them, Reloaded and Revolution. So You know, I was super excited for the new one, and what a freaking like misfire. Like, what even was that? Like, I know what they were trying to do. I know what they were trying to do, but it just didn't work. Anyway,
My best friend, he still stands by it. It's a 8 out of 10 for him.
I mean, it split the fan base. It really did. So, like, I totally get.
Well, it seems like a lot of people hate it. Like, he's the only one I've seen who likes it.
I mean, that's not the case for me, I guess. I've definitely seen a lot of people on both Instagram, Letterbox. I mean, I've seen a lot of people praise it because basically, I mean, without going on and on about it, the movie is basically supposed to be this kind of really ultra meta critique on like the idea of sequels and reboots and all that shit. Like it's supposed to, it's
Right.
kind of like, so it's trying to be really clever and, you know, intelligent. And I get what it's trying to do, but it's just not going to work for everybody. I think the people that are like looking for an actual sequel from the Matrix are going to be disappointed. I mean, that's just the way I think, but I don't know. It's almost like a fake sequel in a way. It's like I don't even know how to describe it. It's so weird.
I'm gonna say mine, like they're not super disappointing or anything like that, but I mean, in terms of what it could have been, probably Antlers is up there. Like it could have been a lot better than it was, and it still looked very nice, but it's just like, yeah. The other one, probably There's Someone Inside Your House. Guy who directed Creep and Creep 2 fucking dipped so hard.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
I just hope he comes back for Creep 3. I mean, you know, they've got to make a Creep 3. They left it so open for that.
I hope if he does, he's better than what he was with that film, because like I gave it a 2 out of 10. It's horrible.
Damn. I mean, because yeah, if you look at, dude, if Creep 3 happens, that could be a really amazing trilogy right there. That really could.
I mean, the movie is literally just like, if people who like, you know, try canceling a lot of people on Twitter or whatever got the ability to like go and kill people. That's what it is.
Oh, really?
Like,
That sounds just like a Black Mirror episode. I don't know if you watch Black Mirror.
but yeah, I watched Black Mirror, but like it's just
The one with the bees.
Oh, I haven't seen the bees one. I've seen up to Nosedive, the one with Bryce Dallas Howard.
It's in that. I'm pretty sure it's in that season. Once you get to that episode, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, sorry, go on.
The people that the killer targets are people who have been like, one of the first ones was like this woman had like a podcast or whatever where she would just like, I don't know, talk about political issues, and she was like maybe slightly talking down on minorities. Like slightly. And this guy took it as like, oh, you deserve to die for that.
Damn.
It's like the fucking stupidest shit ever. I was like, oh my god.
It's like a really super exaggerated like social statement.
It's an SJW movie, that's all it is. It's shitty.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on from that.
All right. Next question from, I guess it's not really a question. I mean, and I'm only to be honest, I might be the only one that can speak on it, but at Brian Loves Film asked, I own Goodfellas, but I haven't seen it yet. I would appreciate any quick thoughts on the film for motivation.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. Can't say shit. So, yeah.
I could go on and on about Goodfellas, but I mean, long story short, dude, words can't put into why I love that movie so much and why it's so good. All I gotta say is I think it's Scorsese's best. A lot of people think it's Scorsese's best. Just go into it reserving. I mean, you know, just go into it blind even, you know? I mean, you will like it. Like I just know you will. So there's a reason it's my favorite movie of all time. So please watch it. I literally cannot put words into it. There's my vague answer. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah.
Gotta watch it at some point.
Fuck yeah, dude. I can't wait. We need, if you love it, which you very well could since you love The Irishman, then that would be a great episode. There's so much to talk about with that movie. But next question from at Movies That Don't Suck. What blockbuster films are you most and least excited for?
What's coming out?
Man, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. I mean, when he said blockbusters, so I was gonna say The Northman, but that's not
John Wick 4 gonna come out?
Oh, John Wick? No, that got pushed. That got pushed back, which sucks. Like, I can't believe that got pushed back to 2023. That makes me so mad. Shit. But anyway, I'm kind of getting burnt out on a lot of blockbusters, to be honest. Like, I think Dune and just some of the Marvel movies really burnt me out to where, like, I'm looking forward to.
I'm fine with it. I just love movies.
I mean, I do. I love movies too, but like, I kind of lately I've just been like, I'm fine with something simple. Like, I don't need, like, I love No Way Home. I'm sure we go on and on about No Way Home, but that's like the definition of a blockbuster. And
Even better, one of the best blockbusters of recent memory is No Time to Die.
true. Yeah, that was very good. I guess I'm looking forward to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, hell yeah.
That yeah,
Fucking Sam Raimi, come on,
hell yeah.
give me that shit.
Anything Sam Raimi, dude, give me it. Like, he's
Yeah.
great. He's one of the best.
I'm so curious about what he's gonna do with that. Like, fuck, man.
Isn't it like but wouldn't it have been perfect if Sam Raimi directed No Way Home? Like, if they're gonna get him back for a Marvel movie, why not a Spider-Man movie? Wouldn't that have been perfect?
I still think what's his name did
Oh, yeah,
fine
he
with
did
that.
fine. He
Like,
did, fine for what it was, but, I mean, I'm sure that just would've made Sam Raimi so happy getting to direct another Spider-Man movie, but
well, I mean, I'm just excited for the fact that like I want it to be like I don't know if it's going to be this at all, but I want it to be something similar to the Spider-Man trilogy, to where like if characters are in fights or whatever, they just get fucking thrown around like fucking ragdolls everywhere. Like I just want that level of action, how it was in the trilogy, because like you see Spider-Man get fucking thrown into fucking brick walls and shit,
Mhm.
and like there's blood everywhere and shit like that. Like I want that.
Yes.
Like that's it's the best action in like superhero movies, and I want more of that.
It is.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's so cool.
Sam Raimi is like he's just great at directing, well, I guess superhero movies and just that type of stuff in general. Like,
The only Sam Raimi movies I've seen are the first two Evil Dead's, Spider-Man trilogy, and Drag Me to Hell.
Drag Me to Hell is actually one of the only ones I haven't seen yet because I've seen pretty much.
I don't know if I liked it, but I think I need to rewatch
I
it.
think it split
It's
people for sure.
it's weird and it's very dumb.
Like you, yeah, I saw the Spider-Man trilogy, I saw the Evil Dead trilogy, which by the way, Sam Raimi, I can say is the only director I can think of that has directed 2 perfect trilogies. Like, I genuinely think those are both perfect trilogies, but and then also, I'm using this term again, but I mean, I think it deserves it, underrated. One of the most underrated movies I can think of is Darkman with Liam Neeson. That was, like, technically his first superhero movie, Sam Raimi's, and it is so good. It's just so good. Like, it's just goofy and campy, but, like, kind of serious and emotional at the same time. But
I'm interested.
it's also so much fun. Yeah. So definitely check out Darkman. Like it is really overlooked. Anyway.
Did we even answer the question?
Oh yeah, what was the question again? Oh, blockbuster movies. Yeah.
I don't even remember what's coming out.
Well, I guess we can just both say Doctor Strange too. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
that's
Yeah.
but and then he also asked least excited for. The only one I can think of that I just do not care about is the new Top Gun. I just don't care about that. Like
I haven't seen the original, so I don't care either, I guess.
neither have I, which is why I don't care. But,
Oh, well.
well, I mean,
Well, obviously you're not going to care if you haven't seen
oh
it.
yeah, I mean, but I mean, if I have to give an answer, then there you go, I guess. But all right, next question. At the underscore cinema underscore review asked, which 2022 movie slash show are you most excited for? I don't know about show. I don't keep up with shows as much as I need to. Like, I really don't know, man, when it comes to shows. But I just don't know what's coming out. I know I could look it up, but whatever. I can easily
Even
say,
movies, like, I don't remember what's coming out.
well, I know for sure, and you'll probably agree with me on
Oh, The
these.
Northman. The Northman.
Yes, The Northman.
Yeah, yeah.
Without a doubt, I cannot freaking wait. Like, I mean, I know you can't wait because The Lighthouse is your favorite movie.
Mhm.
So, I mean, Robert Eggers is, I don't know, he's easily one of the best directors working today. But
I want to see another film from Ari Aster if he ever brings
is
anything
that
out.
coming out this year? I think it's called Disappointment Boulevard or something like that. Yeah, it's a new movie with Joaquin Phoenix he's doing.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
I don't know if it's this year
That's
or
not
not.
him. That's not
Yeah,
him,
it
is
is,
it?
100%. It is. Yeah.
Wait a fucking minute. No, who's the one who's... Isn't that Darren Aronofsky?
No, that you're thinking of The Whale with Brendan Fraser.
I am, yes.
No, you're good. Like, yeah, I just don't know.
I'm keen for that. I'm really keen for that.
Dude, anything Ari Aster, Robert Eggers, or Darren Aronofsky, like all three of them, I cannot wait for anything that any of them do.
I recently watched No Sudden Move, and Brendan Fraser's in that for a bit.
Oh, really?
And I was like, this is so nice just seeing Brendan Fraser again. Fuck
I
yeah.
didn't know he was in that. Hmm. I just
Yeah.
know that Steven Soderbergh pumps out, like, 2 movies a year. I don't know what he does. He pumps out so many movies. Was it good? Was that movie good?
It's just fine. It's like it feels like the Steven Soderbergh movies that I've watched, which are Ocean's 11, Logan Lucky, and now this. They feel like they're the same, but not. You know, like it's just sort of like heist type shit, but I don't know. It's just like
Yeah. I mean,
it's fine.
he's done all sorts of stuff. I mean, I could definitely recommend, like, Contagion.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, Contagion's pretty great. Even, like, Unsane. No, not a lot of people talk about that movie, but it came out in, like, 2018, I wanna say. It's all shot on an iPhone, which normally I would think is a stupid gimmick, but it actually was done pretty good.
Isn't that the same for Tangerine?
Yeah, it was, but I feel like Unsane did it way better. I really do.
The only what's his name?
Sean
Sean
Baker?
Baker. Who's that? Yeah, the only movie I've seen from him is the Florida Project, but I want to see the new one,
Red
fucking Red
Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah, same here.
And I want to watch Tangerine just out of pure curiosity because it seems like a lot of people hate that movie, but
I don't know, man.
a lot of people like it too.
I think
So
most people honestly like it. I feel like I'm in the minority because when you look at, like, the ratings, it's pretty
no,
high.
I've seen quite a few people hate it.
Oh,
Like,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, I've only seen actually literally who asked this question, Scott at the cinema review. He's one of the only people that I saw for me that also didn't like it. So I'm glad you're with me on that, Scott. But yeah,
The Florida Project's great though.
I don't. There you go. There's another one we disagree on. I didn't like it. I really didn't.
Uh,
But
I didn't think it was perfect or anything, but I thought it was pretty good.
yeah,
I liked it. I liked the main actress in Willem Dafoe and the little girl as well. She
yeah,
was cute.
yeah. I mean, Willem Dafoe was just nice to see in that for sure. Anyway, and I guess if I was to quick say another movie, The Batman, obviously. I feel like that's everybody's.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
That better be good.
Oh, I hope. I think it'll be good. I mean, I can't imagine it being bad, to be honest. But all right. Next question is from, oh gosh, I'm afraid to answer this one.
Why?
You'll see. It's from at Sarah Popcorn Chat, who thank you, Sarah, for sending in the question. It's what movie character do you relate to most?
Uh-oh.
You can guess mine, and it's not one I'm proud
Oh,
of.
Jesus Christ.
No, but anyway, okay. Look, I relate to certain aspects of Travis Bickle, not the psychotic killing part. I'm not gonna snap. I'm not gonna kill people, but like I understand where he's coming from, Travis Bickle. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Society sucks.
I'm not idolizing him like people always complain about people idolizing him. I can relate to him in some ways though, you know?
Just answer me this, Quinn. Do you relate to the Joker?
Uh it doesn't matter which iteration of the Joker, huh?
Do you relate to Joaquin Phoenix Joker?
I mean, not to such an exaggerated degree that he goes, you know, but like only in the fact that it is very, I guess, similar to Taxi Driver in some ways. I mean, so maybe, I don't know.
You're a film bro. It's official.
I mean, I don't know what I am, but
Should get it tattooed on your forehead.
well, okay. I mean, so yeah.
I'm joking.
No, I know, but
But I mean, no, like Joker is really relatable.
yeah,
Like I think it's an incredibly
yeah,
relatable
it's
film.
not. I don't think people should be afraid to admit that that you can find relatable aspects in these, you know, arguably terrible characters, you know, in a lot of ways. Like, you know, I don't know. Because I always feel like I'm gonna get like marauded whenever I say I relate to Travis Bickle. But look, okay,
Do whatever you want. Just don't worry about what people think about you so much. All right,
I know,
be who you want to be.
yeah, but I know,
Fine.
but like you said, I'm more of the careful type. I'm not full on. I don't
Stop being careful. I'm gonna convert you one day, and you're gonna be as careless as I
know.
am.
There needs to be a good balance, otherwise this podcast will go off the rails.
No, it's fine.
All right,
Jesus.
fine. But anyway, so yeah, there's my main one. I'm not proud of it, but whatever. Who do you relate to the most?
One of the ones of recent memory that I go back to a lot is Sam from Under the Silver Lake.
What ways?
I think a lot of his story and his mannerisms and the way he acts and the things he does, he seems very similar to the way I am,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And it's kind of just hard to explain, but like a lot of the just ways that he is throughout the film. Like he just feels a lot like me sometimes. But I hate relating characters to myself sometimes. It just feels weird. But yeah,
I mean, it is weird, but that's the point of art, find yourself and
yeah. That one scene where he fucking like makes a kid bleed with an egg, like that was just
damn.
like
That's the scene that told you relate to him. Damn.
No. It's just like when I saw that scene, I was just like, sometimes I want to do that to kids.
No,
just teach them a real fucking lesson.
That's true.
Like,
That's true. Same here.
and that's probably a huge red flag, but it's fine.
I feel like everyone would feel that way sometimes. That's a weird movie, man. That's a weird movie, but I liked it too. I did.
It was like my third favorite of 2019, I think.
Damn.
Third or fourth.
Oh, that was 2019?
Yeah.
Holy shit, what a year. What a year for movies, man. I did not know.
It's such a good year.
It's easily the best year of the decade.
I think my top 5 were The Lighthouse, Uncut Gems, Parasite, Under the Silver Lake, and Midsommar.
Yeah, I would say for me, I guess apart from the Silver Lake, it's not in my top 5, but no, yeah, Uncut Gems, Lighthouse, Parasite, like Midsummer. I know there's others, but I can't think of them. Endgame, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway,
Endgame is up there. Yeah.
Yeah. But even like Marriage Story, like God, there's so many good ones. What a year. But anyway, all right, next question from at Kyber Culture. He asks, oh man, anytime somebody brings up Star Wars, I know I can talk forever, so I don't want to drag this out too long. But worst Star Wars movie and best Star Wars movie from both of you. Well,
yikes.
Yeah.
Well, keep in mind, the only ones I haven't seen are the second and third prequels. I can't say for those.
I can't wait for you to watch Revenge of the Sith, the third one. It is like even people who hate the prequels, they admit that movie is very good. Like they admit it's great. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, go ahead.
Everyone's just gonna hate me. But everyone hates everyone's Star Wars opinion, so whatever.
Now I'm afraid. This is another kryptonite for me.
No, but everyone hates everyone's Star Wars opinion. Like,
that's true. All Star Wars fans hate each other, so let's just do it.
Yeah, whatever. Look, I didn't grow up with Star Wars at all. I only watched the original trilogy like within the last 5 years, I think. I don't have that much attachment to it. My favorite is Rogue One, and I think that's fine. It's a very well-made film. It looks fantastic. The characters are great. The score is fantastic. Michael Giacchino fucking kills it on the score. It's awesome. And probably my least favorite is The Rise of Skywalker, which I think we can all agree was a disaster.
Okay, never mind. That was anticlimactic. I thought you were going to say like the original Star Wars was your least favorite or something.
Why the fuck would I say that?
I don't know.
Rise of Skywalker sucks ass.
No, you were building it up. Like I didn't grow up with the original trilogy, so and I was like, oh shit, it's going to be one of them. No, so that's fine. That's fine. Even though Rogue One is very low for me, I'm not going to lie. I mean, it's still a great movie, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. No, that's fine. Rise of Skywalker.
I hate Rise of Skywalker.
I don't blame you.
I hate it. It's a disaster. It looks nice, and that's it. That's literally it. It's just like the worst fan service ever.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, I mean, for me, it's so hard picking a favorite between them because, I mean, I did grow up with the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. So, I mean, I love them all. Like, I have 6 Star Wars movies as 5 stars, but I mean, I would say my favorite is probably A New Hope. I don't know why. That's just my go-to favorite one. My least favorite, to be honest, I mean, depending on the day, it could be The Rise of Skywalker, but as of now, I'm sorry, it's still Last Jedi. I just hate some of the story decisions in that movie. I just I just do, dude. Like, I think it's because since I was so attached to Luke Skywalker's character, like I loved his character from the original trilogy for so long, and to see him come back as a completely different person, like it's a clever idea. I know what they were trying to do, but I just wanted to see the old Luke again, and that's not what I got. So it's a me thing,
I like The Last Jedi quite a bit.
I
think there are goofy and bad things in there for sure, but it's really good. I think I like the choices they made with Luke.
Now I like the idea of it, but I just at the same time, it is just the inner child in me, like the old time fan in me that just wanted to see same Luke Skywalker come back, But
yeah, I get that.
But if I was to really nitpick I don't think it's a terrible movie, like, I don't hate the movie like so many people do. I'm split on it. There's things I think it's the best looking Star Wars movie. I think it's the best shot.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I'll
It
give it
is
that.
beautifully shot.
Yeah. So even though it's my least favorite, I'll always say it's the best looking, but
I still think that one of the best, like, shots probably in cinema fucking history is the shot of Kylo Ren and Luke, like,
mm,
opposite
oh,
sides of each
yeah.
other.
I
Like, fuck, that was such a good shot.
I thought yeah, that's a great one. I thought you were gonna say Luke sitting on the rock looking at the 2 suns. That is a great shot too. That
No,
gives
no,
me chills.
I don't give a fuck about
Oh.
that. No, I mean, no, it's a good shot. It's just like in comparison, I
Well,
didn't
yeah.
give a fuck.
But no, I don't know. I just have too many problems with that movie. I just do. I just who gives a shit about the casino planet? Like, why does that have to be in there?
Yeah, I mean, that's a default argument everyone goes to. It's not a good sequence at all. I think one of the worst decisions in cinema history is not killing Finn.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That would've been perfect.
It was awfully handled.
Oh, that was the cringiest shit. Like, I'm sorry, but when Rose saves him and then gives that cheesy line about like, what is this? People
But
give
then
George
even the worst one, another one of the reasons I hate The Rise of Skywalker so much, they just threw her out.
Yeah,
They couldn't even have the fucking balls to just go with it and just say, "Okay, we made a mistake, but we got to run with this character now." They basically make Finn just like forget she even exists.
yeah, that's
Like
true.
she's on the side for the entire film. It's like, no, she was actually quite a central character here. You need to remember that. What the it's so stupid.
Yeah, and that's the issue with, like, not planning out a trilogy, like, not sticking with
Yeah, there was no plan with this
there's
shit.
no plan, like, get the same writers, get the same director, just fucking have a plan, like but anyway, I mean, it's and no, I people give George Lucas crap about the dialogue that he wrote for the prequels, and yeah, it's bad, but you can I mean, they need to admit the dialogue that Rose gave to Finn was just as bad, if not worse, and
I can imagine that the like actual story writing for the prequels was probably better handled than the new ones.
oh, yeah, exactly, because at least it
Like, there's
came
probably really good ideas there.
yeah, exactly. There's a lot of that's the issue with the prequels and George Lucas in general is that, in my opinion, he really is like for me, he is the most creative director of all time. I'm just saying creative director, not the best, but like the only problem is like he doesn't have anybody there to reel him in to like say, no, maybe we should do it this way. Like he's great at giving ideas, but not handling everything himself. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's why he needed to come back for the damn sequels. Like they could have been something really special, but they weren't. Anyway, I don't know. I don't want it to turn into a Last Jedi rant because I mean I could go on, but
Yeah.
and the last question I have is from at Film Forager, aka Chandra, one of our good friends. Thank you. She said, "If teleportation was real, would you teleport around the world knowing your cells would deteriorate at an accelerated rate? For example, possibility of cancer and/or death in a few years."
What?
Yeah, we were talking about this at work today. Like, I randomly brought up how it'd be nice to teleport places, and she was like, "Oh, that's a good idea for the a question." And I was like, "Okay." So yeah, I guess basically, if you could teleport, like knowing you have the ability to teleport anywhere you want, would you use that knowing that I guess it would kill you faster, or would you just not
In
use it?
what way would it kill me faster?
No, like
Like
if you're
physically, or would it like
no
make
physically,
my
yeah,
or would it make my
like
life expectancy go down?
yeah, like it would make your life expectancy go down. Like you would die within a few years if you would use the teleportation.
Probably not.
Really? Hmm.
Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Just
I mean.
save money, get a plane. The way normal people do
Exactly.
it. I don't know.
That's true. Save money, get a plane. That's a bit better than.
Yeah.
I mean, I would only use it at the very end of my life, and then when. But you know, like
Yeah.
if I knew I was going to die soon. But then that's what I
But
told
that
her.
would be hilarious. You just like you're about to die and then you do it and then you actually just die before you get there.
That's literally what we were talking about. Because she was like, your cells wouldn't even like survive the teleportation. I'm like, shit,
Mm.
you're right. But
Maybe
no,
right when you get the news that you get cancer, like you're in the doctor's office, you're like, all right, using it.
exactly. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna die anyway. Like, let me at least try this out. So yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat you are. I probably wouldn't use it, but maybe towards the end of my life, if I knew I was gonna like die soon, just try it, see what happens. I guess.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
maybe go somewhere where there's a good view to look at while I die. Anyway,
You could be like Luke in The Last Jedi.
yeah, exactly. I'll sit dude, that's my dream. I want to sit on a rock and look at the sun like Luke did in The Last Jedi and die.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's literally me.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
You can't do that with everything.
okay, fine. Only for Taxi Driver, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess that was my last question.
I also had a suggestion I wanted to bring up. I was wondering if we've talked about it a bit, but I was wondering if next episode, to get sort of used to a different kind of dynamic for these episodes, would you want to make that the Death Grips episode?
Yeah,
Because it'll give us a good, way to figure out like how to talk about music and stuff like that early on.
I would like that.
Yeah?
And plus I just listened to Ex-Military finally. Now I finally completed all their
I'm
shit.
gonna re-listen through all of them beforehand if we do that. Yeah.
That's actually perfect timing because I did re-listen through all their albums recently, so I'm definitely ready. So yeah, everyone listening, I don't know if you guys have heard of Death Grips, but if you haven't, check them out. They have quickly become like one of my favorite bands, artists, whatever you want to call them. Like they're just crazy. They're not for everybody though. I'll say that. They are an acquired taste. Like they are very weird and unconventional, but holy shit, their music is great. So
It works.
yeah, it works. I can't wait to talk about them on that next episode.
And it's not something where, it's the situation like this, like hardcore, where you have to like watch the movie before like listening to us talk about it or anything. If you like listening to us in general, you can listen to us talk about it and we'd appreciate it. But if you want, check out their stuff. I mean, at the very least, like maybe check out an album if you want to, check out a few songs, whatever you like. And we're happy to recommend stuff for you if you want to.
Yeah, and even if you haven't listened to them, like, I mean, listening to us talk about them will maybe make you want to check them out. So you don't even have to listen to them first. And I'm sure we'll talk about, I mean, who knows what else we'll talk about in that episode. So there's always going to be something for everybody. So yeah.
Anyway, we're doing a thing. We're not sure if it's going to be every episode or not, but we're just recommending a song at the end of each episode, one from each of us. And what we wanted to do as well was have you guys vote on which one you preferred. So Quinn's going to recommend a song, I'm going to recommend a song, and then if you want, comment the one that you preferred in the YouTube comments, or we will put up the question card thing on Instagram as well before the next episode a few times, so you can let us know which one you preferred that way as well if you want, or just message us, whatever you like.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to do it, I think.
Do you have your song before I give mine?
I do. It's a song I've been enjoying at the moment. It's called Le Chemin by La Femme. I'm going to spell it out just for people. The band is called La Femme, which is LAFEMME, and the song is LE and then space CHEMIN. We'll like link it in the description and stuff like that as well. You don't have to just go off me spelling it out. I know it's a difficult name for this one, but yeah, it's just a song I've been really enjoying at the moment. It's just really nice and calming, and I think it's got really great instrumentals and vocals. So check it out if you want.
Well, mine is, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have probably heard it by now, but I mean, I finally listened to this album for the first time recently, but it's from Nas, his first album. It's supposed to be one of the most classic, hip hop albums there is. I've been loving this song. I'm going to go with Memory Lane by Nas. It's off of his first album, Illmatic. Memory Lane. Listen to that song. It's awesome. I just love the instrumental. I've just been listening to it on repeat. It's just so good.
I'll give that another listen as well, because I've listened to the album twice since hearing it recently, and like it hasn't caught my attention quite as much as it has yours, I don't think, but I do like Life's a Bitch quite a lot. I love that song.
Great song, yeah. Well, guys, I mean, yeah, that's about it. Yeah, Liam, where can they find you on all the social medias?
Movies, Music, Me on YouTube, Instagram, everything. That's who I am.
That's who I am.
That's who I am.
And yeah, you can find me at Views by Quinn on pretty much everything: Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, Music Board.
Dude, try to plug Music Board.
Dude, I'm gonna plug Music Board till I die. I don't care. That app, mark my words right now, that app is gonna blow up. And I mean, I'm one of the few first people like praising that shit. Like,
well, I'll plug Last FM until I die.
All right, well, there you go. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. And if you have any questions, we'll put up a question thing on Instagram, I'm sure, for the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Bye.
Peace out, bitches.